right, everybody. Hope you're all having a good day so far. If y'all can help out and share the live on out like Southern Peach is just doing, like the live, sending your heart me. My glasses never not have streaks on it. That's honestly part of the reason why I've been wearing contacts lately. It's just I hate having these streaks on here. Alright, I'll bring that guest up in a second. Hold up. With fish soap. Now what on earth is fish soap? That sounds interesting. Well, Amy, you're the one that's in here. You can just leave. Like, this is like the definition of you putting this upon yourself. Like, you have the ability to put your finger and do this on the app, but you voluntarily choose to watch me. Why you voluntarily choose to watch somebody that you're sick of hearing is beyond me. That's something that you should talk to a therapist about. But, you know, there's probably some sort of reason why you do it.
Hello, how's it going, bro?
It's good, man. What's up?
It's good to hear. Not much,
How old are you?
just chilling.
How old
I'm
are you?
24.
All right, cool. And what are your views on LGBT plus community?
Yeah, so I'm not the biggest fan of the LGBT community because of many things. I don't think
Like
that minors should be getting those surgeries, taking those puberty blockers and stuff like that. I think
What
they're too young to be
surgeries?
getting those. The surgeries where they chop off their tits, or the surgeries where they flip the dick inside out and turn it into a pussy. I don't think that's.
Be careful with your words on TikTok. Try to use different words on TikTok, please, if you can.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're against kids getting surgeries, you mean? Just in general?
Yeah, against minors getting surgeries. Yeah, I think it should at least be over 18 because the kids' brains are still developing and they're not sure.
I agree. I agree. That's why I'm against kids getting back and knee surgeries before the age of 18 because they can't consent.
Yeah, they're too young. Their brains are still developing. So I think if a 7-year-old tells the dad, I think I'm a man when they're women. I don't think that they should be able to change into a man because they're still young.
Exactly. So, yeah. So that's why exactly. So for that reason, I'm also against kids getting back surgery and knee surgery and brain tumor removal surgery. I'm against that.
I think that's
no. Kids aren't mature enough to make that decision.
Well, they don't have a choice.
No,
it's that or die. For gender, you do have a choice. You don't have to change your gender.
Back surgery is not get back surgery or die.
I know, but you're gonna live a very poor life if you don't get back surgery.
Exactly. There we go, Ben. So here's the crux of the problem. Yes, you will live a very poor life otherwise. Yeah. Right? Because transphobia is a very real thing. I have to talk. You have to stop. Transphobia is a very real thing, right? People who are trans, kids who are trans, have higher self-unaliving rates. We show over and over again. Gender affirming care lowers it, and gender affirming care is the best thing that we have today that lowers the rates of them self-unaliving themselves. So yeah, it is very important for the quality of life, just as back surgery or knee surgery. But
I think they should see a therapist. I don't think they should see your gender.
They do. See, this is part of the Ben, do you think that they just go? Do you think that they just go into the doctor and the next day they have a surgery scheduled?
What?
Do you think they just go to the doctor and
that's not the next day?
Okay.
But breaking your back is different than
no. But you don't even know the process of it. You think that they can go in and just schedule a surgery?
No, I didn't say that.
But right. So the process to be able to even get to the point where they have to have hormones, they have to go through all of these rigorous processes. They have to be able to see a therapist. They have to be able to do all of these other things. That's going to be months and months, several months on end, well over a year, 2 years, to be able to even be in position to get those things. Right?
I still don't think minors should be getting those surgeries though.
But all of the reasons of why that you think they shouldn't get it don't apply to other things.
Well, because breaking your back is different. That's physical pain. That's when you actually physically cannot walk. Mental, when you're confused in the head, that's different than actually physically breaking your back. Or
okay. So if someone has severe depression, we should just say, hey, just deal with it.
Not deal with that. You can get them help.
Right. So gender affirming care is help. Gender affirming care.
That isn't the only thing you can do. So
it is. You'll have to
change the gender. Because
all
there's
right,
a lot of kids that are confused about their gender.
Are you guys? We'll get to new guests at 10,000 likes. What other form of treatment do you think would be better than gender affirming care? Because right now that's the best form we have. That's part of gender affirming care.
Just seeing a therapist.
That's included in gender affirming care.
Or maybe they can put on a dress or something, but I don't think
that's part of gender. That's part of gender affirming care.
Okay, yeah, but I don't think they should get. I don't think they should get surgery.
Let me ask you this: they see a therapist. They're with a therapist for 2 years. They wear the clothing, the hairstyle of the gender they feel more comfortable. They still feel insanely depressed and a lot of negative emotions. They've tried antidepressants. Still not working. They tried any other medication, still not working, and they have severe depression. Now what?
I don't know how much you can do. Maybe just die at that point, or just wait till you're 18.
Goodbye. We got down to the crux of the problem now, didn't we? This is why you guys don't actually care about them. When you guys say, hey, we actually care about trans people, that's why we call them he, she when they're on or whatever. Or you guys don't. This guy literally just said he would rather have that trans kid die than get hormones. Got it. All right, well, I guess we start off the live pretty good. Now, the good news is, the only upside to that is, that any guest that comes on in from here on out that says we don't hate the LGBT plus community, I'm just going to refer them to the first guest that said that he'd rather have the kid unalive than get hormones as part of gender affirming care. So, anyways, we're going to get to the next guest, okay? Hope everybody's doing well. If you're watching on the tube, welcome. Hope everybody's having a great Thursday. If you want to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button at the top. And like the live. If you're on TikTok, make sure you hit the follow button. And now all of you guys send in the heart me, okay? Let's get to the next guest. Hi, how are you?
I'm chilling. How are you, bro?
Chilling. What's up? Oh, how old are you, first of all?
I'm 18.
18. All right. What is going on?
Look, bro. So, I don't really know what you on here talking about, but personally, I don't have a problem with trans people. I got a transgender man in my family, right? Not my immediate family, but they married to one of my cousins. And I have absolutely no problem with it, right? They cool.
Wait. Transgender man, now you said her. What are we doing here?
Oh, my God. And we doing this hard.
Well, no, I mean, you just said you have no problem yet. You misgendered your family. Which one is it? Tell me what happened. What was it?
So check it out. I slipped by accident, right? But it's a dude. He got a beard. He got the John. He got everything, right?
So it's a trans woman?
No, it was.
Do you know? Oh my God! Okay.
So was a female transitioned to a man?
Not transitioning to man, but the trans man. So they're a trans man. Are they an adult or are they below the age of 18?
They're grown.
Okay, so a trans man. So let's just refer to your family member as he. Since you apparently don't, want the best for your family member, you should probably refer to your family member as a thing that they want to be referred to as.
So now I don't want the best for my family member because I accidentally used the wrong word. See, this is the problem. You want to?
Well, I don't think you accidentally. No. I don't know if it was accidentally because it doesn't seem like it was accidental.
I'm just talking, bro, and you want to get all like passively aggressive and stuff. This is
passively aggressive.
Problem.
Passively aggressive.
Check it out. Yes. This is passively aggressive, my brother. Because I'm coming on here. I'm just trying to speak about it because I like to get other perspectives, right? I like to get perspectives from other people, right? So, what are you on here trying to discuss?
How old did you say? How old did you say you were? How old did you say you were?
I'm 18.
What year did you graduate high school?
This year, 2026.
Gotcha. All right. So, what are your views when it comes to LGBT plus? Go ahead.
I have absolutely no problem with it. I think it can become an issue whenever you're pushing it in elementary schools, when people are putting these books in elementary schools and stuff, then it's
what
a
books?
problem because
What books?
like the books like promoting like I don't know how to say it without trying to, but like I don't think anybody.
I just want to know what book. I just want to know what book you're talking about. That way we can talk about something specific.
I don't know any specific books because I don't look into it, right? So check me
but
out.
Then how do you know there's? But then how do you know there's inappropriate books then? This is part of the issue, though. Like,
look, I didn't say inappropriate books, right?
You said there was books, and you insinuate they were inappropriate because they shouldn't be taught to kids.
Or read to kids. I don't feel like a child, right, should a child, let's say the age 10 to like anything below the age of 10, right? I don't think your sexuality should even matter until you get to like 14 plus, right? Because they shouldn't even be able to comprehend any of that. You know what I'm saying?
It depends on what you mean by sexuality. Like, kids already in kindergarten know that like there's a mommy and a daddy, mommy and a mommy, whatever the case might be, and that's a very, very loose, basic form of sexuality, that a mom and a dad, a man and woman, are with each other, right? But they're not obviously teaching the in-depths of it. So what do you mean by sexuality?
You know what? You clocked my shit. You got me.
Well, but this is the thing. I just want to, because I often hear that there's things being pushed on kids, and we never seem to get a good example of something inappropriate being pushed on kids. Because I think, in the chat, if anybody disagrees with me, say so, but I think they'll agree with me, that if there was truly something inappropriate being done to or read to or whatever, or something being around kids that was truly inappropriate, we would be against it, right? We just haven't seen an example of that happening. And that's not anything that we're advocating for.
Okay, then I fucks with you.
All right. Is there any other thing that you think may be occurring that you disagree with, or questions or anything like that?
Nah, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Spread the love, man. Don't hate, man. People need to just live their fucking lives and stop being a bunch of hoe ass niggas and just mind their own business.
All right. Well, you initially redeemed yourself, but then you took that right back. So, no, not W guest anymore. It was L guest at first, W guest, and then L guest. All right. Well, he's 18, still trying to grow it, but goddamn, dude, come on. Said that you did say that too. You're okay. Don't worry about it. Thank you, Henny. Hey, guys, if you can send in the heart me just like Henny did, that would be great. They're at the top left of the screen. Keep tapping and sharing, okay? I hit myself? I wasn't aware of that. All right. Well, Joe Mama, that's a quick mute for you. I don't know what makes you guys think you can spam and it's just going to we're just going to let it happen for several comments on end. All right. 3 in a row. Done. That's it. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, everyone. Hey, so guys, the last handful of lives that I've been doing around this time, they've all been going really well in terms of getting consistent flow of guests and all of that, and it's pretty much been all because you guys have been engaging and participating a lot more. So it really does make a difference. You guys really do help out with that. So if we can keep this all up, just keep trying to get the likes on up as much as we can. If you guys can all send in the heart me, engage in the comments as much as possible. All that really helps in terms of just, getting more people in here, therefore getting more guests and things like that. That way we're always having a consistent flow of people to speak to, because I know it gets a little slow and boring when there's a big break in between. So you guys can help avoid that by doing your thing on your end. So thank you. Hi, Jeff. How are you? Hi, Jeff. How are you? Jeff? And...
Hello.
Damn it, Jeff. Go ahead and re-request, Jeff. Jeff, re-request. I dropped you as soon as you said that because I didn't hear you say hello after for 3 times. All right, well, we have another one. Jeff, I'll bring you up right after this one. What's up, Joe? How are you? What's up, Joe?
Hey,
how are you?
What's the plus stand for?
I just need to know your age first. How old are you?
I'm 25.
All right. So anytime somebody asks this, it never has been as genuinely at all. Because if it's something you truly want to know, you could have looked it up before this. You could have looked up yesterday, the week before, year before, but you didn't. So it comes
I've
off
never
as you
seen
not
that before,
genuinely
so.
asking. You have.
What's the sample?
So it's just anything that doesn't neatly fall into those specific letters right there.
Does that
That's all it
include
is.
minor attracted persons?
No, see, this is what you're getting at. This is why I know you weren't asking it
I
genuinely.
think that's what the plus stands for. So
Great.
I'll leave.
Provide evidence.
Bye. That's
Provide
gross.
evidence. Provide evidence. I'll give you $500 to provide evidence, and you are a loser who runs away. Yep. You guys are the party of maps, by the way, Republicans. If you guys weren't, then maybe he wouldn't be finding it so fucking hard to have the e-files not be released. So maybe stop voting for a guy who's constantly trying to defend maps. Jeff, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Great. How old are you?
67 years old.
Thank you, sir. 6'7", like it. All right. So, did you vote for Trump?
No, I don't vote.
All right. What are your views on LGBT plus community?
I don't know why. I have a gay daughter.
Okay. So what are your views on the LGBT plus community? What prompted you to join?
I don't know.
Why did you join, man? What's going on here?
I smoked 2 joints. I drank a 12-pack of beer.
Good luck with that, man. Hey, man, party, but hey, have fun. Or have fun, be safe. It's fuck, dude. It's if you're on the East Coast, it's a little afternoon. Shit, a little early for that, but you know, gotta start at sometime, I guess. Hey, Dante, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. How old are you?
28. Just turned 28 yesterday.
Happy belated birthday. What are your views on the LGBT plus community?
I don't have any problem with people who are like gay, lesbian, all that stuff.
Just trans people.
It's more the trans people. I mean,
okay.
Simple biology can disprove what people think. I mean,
yeah.
If
so
you got a guy who says he wants to be a girl, simple biology is going to prove. You take a DNA test, it's going to say that this person was male to begin with, and from birth.
Well,
you know.
But you just used 2 different things. You said men or man and then male, right? So you just use those interchangeably. But what you insinuated right there is that your chromosomes determine your gender. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, XY and XX, right?
Okay. All right. So is that the only thing that determines it?
Biologically, yes, and
okay.
I think it's more the mind that is less easily turned than.
I got you.
Than just saying that.
Okay.
I mean,
okay. So well, no, but let's dive into this. So, have you been karyotyped yourself?
What does that mean? I'm a little fuzzy.
Karyotyped means that it's testing your chromosomes. So, have you your chromosomes checked?
Yeah.
Okay, you have?
I believe so, yeah.
When? Most people don't do it. It's a really rare thing that people do.
Well, doesn't.
No, but yeah, it doesn't.
Isn't that how they determine what gender you are when you get from your birth?
They don't check that.
They don't do that.
They don't check that at birth. No, they just make
an
educated guess. So the reason why I'm asking that is because you actually don't know your chromosomes, right? Now, sure, you can logically assume what it would be, but that doesn't mean you'd be 100% right, because there are people who have everything that guys would typically have, or at least that we associate with guys, but they don't have the chromosomes that we would typically associate with them, and then vice versa with women, right? Like Turner syndrome, for example. I don't know if you know what Turner syndrome is, but it affects females. So they don't typically they would have XX, and in this case they don't. They have, I believe it's just X. What's it just X? Yeah, they just have one X chromosome. So by your logic, and they in this case oftentimes have everything else that a woman would typically have, or female, if you wanted to say, would typically have. Ovaries and breasts and everything else that you would associate with a woman. So that person who has Turner syndrome, they don't have the chromosomes you mentioned. Would you call that person a woman?
I mean, if it only has X, yeah, because be a
woman, you have to have XX.
Male, you have to have XY, don't you?
Yeah, but to be a woman, but not to be a woman, but like most have XX. But ones who have Turner syndrome don't have XX. And not it, she.
She.
Well, I mean, we're not talking about a fucking inanimate object here. But this person doesn't have XX.
Yeah. I mean, if it has breasts and ovaries, then genitals could also be an indicator that you are one or the other.
But then it's not just about the chromosomes.
No, it's not.
Okay, but that's what you initially said. So I guess I'm going to ask you again. It's fine. That's why I'm walking you through this. Guys, we can get to new guests at 25,000 likes. We can get to new guests. So if it's not the chromosomes that decides what you might be,
like. I'm not up to speed. I mean, I'm not like a biologist or know a lot of science. I just know basically what I was taught in school and stuff. But like, I don't know about the syndromes and stuff, because I know isn't it if you're autistic, you have like more than like an extra chromosome or something like that?
Oh,
I mean, it's off topic, but
no.
I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry.
No. Jesus.
So,
God, I know. Just stop saying sorry. All right. So, but you came in here very, very adamant about its basic science of what a man and a woman is, and now 5 minutes not even into the conversation, it's not so basic anymore.
No.
Okay. So, but then you said you're against trans people because of that. Now, maybe you may need to reformulate your position, or maybe just sit back and learn. I suggest you do that. I'm going to have you do it because I don't know. That was just an insane thing to say. If you're autistic, you have an extra chromosome. What the fuck? What's up, Masons? How you doing?
I'm good. I don't know that I meant to join though.
Are you? Did you either vote for Trump or do you have an issue with the LGBT plus community?
No, no.
Okay, no worries. Let me go ahead and bring you back down. I hope you have a great rest of your day, though. All right. All right, guys. We don't have anybody in the request box. So if we can try to invite people up that appear to be opposition, that would be terrific. I see we have a bunch of people still in the comments that look like it could be up, so I'll try to invite them. Hey, if you're watching on the tube, the phone number is on screen in the tube, so you can call on in if you so wish. Hope everybody's doing well today. If you're joining live, click the follow button on the top left. Make sure you send in the heart me if you can. And guys, I know I say this, but I'm going to say it again. If I don't expect anybody to do anything that requires any amount of money, right? Even if it's like the heart me, which is like a half a penny or a penny or some shit. I don't expect any of that. I would never ask anybody to spend any sort of money when it comes to these things. All right. For those that can and want to, it's very much appreciated. For all the other people, again, you can help out in so many other ways by tapping, liking a live, sharing it on out, engaging in the comments. All of that stuff helps just as much. So. And we do have, speaking of, we do have the gift goal there at the top. It's, oh wait, no I don't. I lied. Me lie? Never. I would never lie. Alright, let's change the thing to 500 roses. A lot of damn roses. Okay. I don't know. I guess I'm going to pin the other thing too. Okay, all right, let's get to the next one. Keep tapping and sharing, guys. We're looking for ops if you voted for Trump and or if you have an issue with the LGBT plus community.
Hello.
Hey, how old are you?
Just turned nigger.
All right. Well, good luck with that. Cody, you are welcome to come on up if you want. Well, Cody, you actually don't care about participating in people's quote-unquote delusions because you voted for Trump, and all of the people that work for Trump have to participate in his delusion that he won the 2020 election. They have to. Like, that is the requirement. So you actually are okay with participating in people's delusions. Not that this is one of them, but him thinking he won the 2020 election is a delusion, yeah? So you are okay with it. Hi, Dirty. Hi, Dirty. How are you doing? Hi, Dirty. How are you doing? Goodbye, Dirty. All right. People on YouTube says, finding more and more voting fraud. No, they're not. You get your sole piece of evidence from Trump and anybody that reports positively on Trump. Him saying there's voter fraud doesn't mean there's voter fraud. That's not how things work. You guys are welcome to provide any piece of evidence to show that there was any widespread voter fraud that would have overturned that, or that would turn the results of that election. You can try to provide any evidence. We'll be waiting for a long time. We've been waiting 6 years now. I think it's fair to say it's not going to happen. Hey guys, make sure you do, if you're watching on TikTok, if you can sub to my tube. It's Dougielifts, same name as I have here, Dougielifts, or you can just click on the link in the bio. But if you can sub to me over there, that'd be great, even if you don't typically watch on YouTube. Hey, Just, what's up?
Yeah, sorry, don't mind me. I'm in a Costco having a hot dog. I'm reading your.
I had a Costco hot dog the other week.
Oh yeah,
like a week and a half ago. Yeah, it's pretty good, man. Pretty good. How old are you?
Nice. I spoke to you yesterday, Doug. We had a heated debate.
I just have to have everybody say their age when they
52.
come up. All right, sounds good. What's up?
Yeah, I don't think that MAGA hates the LGBTQIA plus community. I just think the community, there's a lot of marginalized community, but this community seems to be the most narcissistic community out there. They want to be everywhere, in every little classroom, in every office. It's not that they're hated, it's that they need to insert themselves everywhere. And people are getting LGBTQIA fatigue at this point. Sorry, I said it wrong.
Well, all right. So number one, I know you're at Costco. Is there a way you can try to minimize the background noise?
I'll put myself on mute so you can respond.
All right, I appreciate that. It's very nice of you. Yeah, dude, I don't know. The LGBT plus population only represents 10% of the population, right? So there's only so many places they could be at any given time. I don't know where they're trying to force themselves into spaces necessarily. I think people look for things they want to look for, right? Like if you're in the mindset of thinking LGBT plus stuff is everywhere, you are going to notice anything associated with LGBT plus anywhere you go throughout your life because you are looking for it and you're going to discount anything else that's not LGBT plus, right? I don't go about my life specifically looking for that, and I don't really notice them much at all, really. Maybe on occasion I'll come across a store that says has a pride flag or something, but it's not super often, man. So I think you're probably looking for it, to be honest.
Well, a lot of I live in New York, and a lot of reps have the pride flag. That's the first thing in their profile. And by the way, I have people in this community, my very family, and I have no problem with it. But the way they go about their politics is unbelievably narcissist.
What's the definition? What's the definition of narcissism?
Totally self-centered in a bad way.
How is it self-centered to want? to be able to have the rights that anybody else has? How's that?
When you need to justify your existence by having a flag in a kindergarten class, I think that you're selfish.
Why is that selfish?
Because a lot of parents object to those flags in their classes and curriculums being based around that community, and they go crazy when people push back against it. And other communities don't. So compared to other communities, it's a very narcissistic community.
Okay. Let me ask you this, right? Are you going to like every single thing that's in any classroom? Are you going to be for every single... Right. So where are you going to draw the line at?
Well, like, why do they insist on having an entire curriculum based on their community? I draw the line on like wanting a curriculum on your community. That's where I draw the line.
The curriculum, there is nothing within the curriculum. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Hey, Jax, I accidentally brought you guys up at the same time. Jax, if you just want, you can be here for this conversation. You want? Is it okay to bring you back down afterwards? Are you okay with that?
That's fine.
Okay, cool. All right, yeah, Jax, I don't know if you want to respond to that. You're welcome to if you heard what he said.
I lost my train of thought. What was he just saying? Spewing all this hate.
Talking about flags in schools. I don't remember the last specific point.
What's so hateful about that?
What's so hateful about a friggin' rainbow?
Nothing's hateful about a rainbow per se, but what my point is that, and by the way, I'm speaking with someone with people in this community in my own family, so I have zero hate toward the community. I just think they're totally narcissistic in their desire to insert themselves.
Stop you right there. That was hateful what you just said, calling the entire community narcissistic.
Can you respond, Josh J?
Oh, yeah, I don't think so. I disagree with your guest.
Well, why?
I think that when you have a community that insists on inserting themselves in children's curriculums, office buildings, everywhere you look, and relative to other marginalized communities, they insist on being that much more visible. They have a narcissistic, self-centered approach.
You've already said that, but why is that harmful for inclusivity? Please elaborate on why that's harmful.
It's not harmful, it's just annoying as hell.
So then how in the world can we be narcissistic if it's just annoying you? That's not narcissism.
Well, why do you have to insert yourself in like a children's classroom?
Nobody's inserting themselves. It's called inclusivity, acceptance, equality. Like, what is the actual harm of that? You're not elaborating. You're just in fifis. You're in your fifis. It bothers me. It's so upsetting. Like, oh my God, I cannot believe that there's a rainbow in my face.
Some classrooms don't even want an American flag in their classroom, but they insist on the pride flag. You don't think that's annoying?
Not at all.
Okay, well, I think that you and I
allow a rainbow flag.
I think you and I are going to have a hard time agreeing on things.
Some of these things aren't a matter of disagreeing or not. Guys, we'll get to Newcastle 25,000 likes. Go ahead,
Erica.
Can I ask a question? What entire curriculum is, because you said they have entire curriculums based around them. Can you name me an entire curriculum based around the LGBTQIA plus community?
I don't know them firsthand.
Okay, you know why you don't know them?
Because, no, tell me why. Tell me why I don't know them.
Because there aren't any.
So what are all these debates about then? About learning LGBTQ in classrooms? Like, that's just a figment?
What curriculum would it be a part of, do you think? Do you think there is a
middle class? Middle class, high school, junior high school curriculums.
My love, are you a teacher?
No.
Okay, so how old are you?
In my 50s.
So when you went to school, right, you would have had like a history curriculum and an English curriculum. When you say they have a whole curriculum about them, what you're insinuating is that there's a subject in school called LGBTQIA+, and that all they teach in that subject in school is LGBTQIA+.
Well, there's a lot of ways to insert a curriculum without having it named
You're
LGBT.
misunderstanding.
Can you stop saying no? It's annoying.
No, I won't, because you're misunderstanding what the word curriculum means. What you're saying now that you understand that a curriculum is the entirety of what is taught in a particular subject. Okay, that's what a curriculum is. What you're now saying is that things about the LGBTQIA plus can be inserted into various curriculums, or and that's correct, because guess what? LGBTQIA plus people have a history. LGBTQIA plus people may also want to may also be included in like health class. Okay. There is no LGBTQIA.
I don't have any problem about children getting a moderate introduction to different lifestyles, but when
it's
I
not
hear
it's not a lifestyle.
It's not a lifestyle. So why are only straight people allowed representation?
Well, straight people, all people get representation in the classrooms. I'm just opposed to a disproportionate amount of representation going to the LGBTQ community and not including even other marginalized communities.
Why?
I know he's really difficult saying why. We had this issue before.
Right, like literally, you just said it's annoying. You're in your fifis. So straight people only get the representation, and not LGBTQIA people.
Well, you're the one that's getting your fifi all bent out of shape by my assertion.
Jay,
you're the one that's getting, not me.
Jay, you just made an assertion, and you've just said that you made an assertion. So
yeah, my assertion is that this community is very narcissistic.
Jay, shut the fuck up.
It's not narcissistic.
I would like you to let me finish, because guess what's very narcissistic? You interrupting in the middle of a sentence. So this is what I would like you to do. I would like you to show us proof that LGBTQIA plus people are disproportionately represented in the classroom. Go ahead, prove it.
Okay, well, before I do that, what's your definition of a disproportionate representation?
Disproportionate is not per definition.
Out of 100% knowledge. Out of 100% knowledge.
Right.
Just let her. Hold on. You asked her a question and then you continue to speak. Let her answer it. Fuck.
Right. So there is a definition to the word disproportionate, right? And the word disproportionate, not my definition, would mean overrepresented. So represented more than the occurrence of LGBTQIA plus people in society. Now, my understanding, Doug, is that LGBTQIA plus people are 9 or 10% of the US population.
Give or take. Yeah, plus or
minus. So what you need to show me now then, Jay, is that more than 10% of everything that is presented to young people in schools is about the LGBTQIA plus community. Go ahead.
First of all, the LGBTQ community does not represent 10% of our society.
They do. We're not going to argue about that. Just show it. Just show us the misrepresentation.
Secondly, by your logic, that means that if I live in a white community, then that's 95% white. Then I should only learn 95%.
Answer her question.
Her question is a slight of logic. It's trickery.
Oh my God! Answer the question, guys. 25,000 likes, new guys. Just answer it.
I don't have statistics.
Yeah, you don't have any stat. Yeah,
okay, that's why.
We know.
Yeah.
You're just gonna prove that you're in your fifis. We know.
So if I'm in a community that's 98% white, do you believe that?
No, Jay, because you live in the United States, which is not 98% white. But again, it was your contention that the LGBTQIA plus community was disproportionately represented in school curriculums. So please show that to us.
And by the way, it is about.
Surely you have a reason to make that claim.
and I just verified it. It's about 9%. Okay, so I don't know.
Yeah, of the population.
If anything, it's probably higher because more people are going to be like in the closet about it, not willing to admit it. So it's always going to be lower than the number. People, yeah, for sure. However, I had bad news for you, Jay. Somebody disliked you so much they paid to kick you. It's of course who you think it is. Tammy, once again, always coming in for the big W. People aren't tapping fast enough. They weren't, so thank you for helping that out, Tammy. I'll try to remind people to tap more. I try not to say it too much because I don't want to be that annoying person saying tap every fucking 2 seconds. Yeah, Jax, you can just say it, but it's cool. Both of you guys, it's fine.
Okay.
I don't want them feeling overwhelmed, but
no, you're fine. I will only chime in when it's directly,
okay, sure.
If that, yeah.
Okay, that's fine. All right, guys. We are looking for ops. Anybody that voted for Trump, hit the request button. Topher, how are you?
I'm doing all right. I wanted to talk to that.
Oh, yeah, I hear you. I know. I'm sure a lot of people did. I am just looking for opposition, though. So let me go ahead and bring you down, but I do appreciate it, and I hope you have a good rest of the day, Topher. Thank you. Guys, just as a reminder, remember, I'm not, I don't want any more friendlies on up. I already have enough. Typically, I normally even have one. So, just, please respect that if you can. Simaz, how are you?
Oh, yo, what's up, dude?
Not much. How old are you?
19.
19. Okay. And what are your views on the LGBT plus community?
I don't know. I think it's kind of a problem.
Okay. How so?
In my experience of dealing with them, I feel like, now I'm not saying all people do because I haven't experienced other LGBTQ members, but the ones that I have met try to push the agenda into my face where it's like, I need to ultimately respect the pronouns. Respect the pronouns exactly. If I say,
what's the agenda?
The agenda?
Yeah.
The agenda is to, I don't know, it's like to try and put this worm in other people's head to think it's okay.
Well, once again, as I always say, you're not forced to do anything. Nobody's holding a pew up to your head. There's no law. Nobody's forcing you to do any of it. You don't have to. Okay. If you really don't want to, you don't have to. But I don't see what's so difficult if somebody just says, "Hey, I want to be referred to as she or him or whatever." Just do so. And when you're on a one-on-one conversation, I know he's gone. If you're on a one-on-one conversation, you're not going to be using pronouns, at least those pronouns, the ones that you're referring to. So it's not going to be a thing. And I think you were probably making it up or overstating how much it actually happens.
It was his. Oh, sorry, Jax, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I really want to know about this agenda because I haven't received mine in the mail. Do we have a meeting that I'm completely missing? I just want to know. Go ahead, Erica. Go ahead before we introduce
Well, I was just going to say it was there and make people think it is okay. Guess what? It is okay. Get over it.
Ben, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Great. How old are you?
I'm 22.
Okay, sounds good. And what are your views on LGBT plus community?
Yeah, so I don't think kids should be changing their gender. I also don't think men should be playing in women's sports. I think that's cheating. I think it's unfair to the other women that have actually trained their whole lives and then just to compete with another man and get beaten.
Okay. All right, let's talk about it. Yeah, you are talking very, very fast. Okay. Okay, I know, that's fine. All right, so what about it is unfair?
Well, I actually got raped when I was 7 years old by a transgender.
Ben.
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing?
They shoved out your glass dildo in my anus and go for my anus.
Stop! Jesus Christ. Blocked. Unbelievable.
Anyway, guys, do tap the screen, and I'd just like to remind everybody that we fucking love the TikTok shop in here. So, if you do go check it out, buy some stuff, things.
Yes. Sorry, I got a message on.
I buy tons of stuff from the TikTok shop. I have literally sold my soul to the TikTok shop.
Simas. Which one was Simas? Symazz? I know that I brought him up.
He was the one that just came up and said something and then dropped down. It was that guy. Disappeared.
Oh,
Just
wait, so he didn't
ran away.
So I could bring him up. He didn't say anything bad.
He was the one who said and make people think it's okay.
Okay.
And it
All right,
is
well,
okay.
He didn't get kicked, I don't think. Right?
Simaz, how you doing?
No.
Good, bro. Ben had a good point about the sports.
No, be quiet.
Okay. Well, I just need to know your age. How old are you?
19.
19. Okay. Sounds good. What are your views on LGBT plus community?
Well, I like what Ben said about how it's unfair. I like how it's unfair with the sports. It makes total sense. I mean, the hormones in men, regardless of whether you change from man to female, I mean, you still
You
still
just
have the
use
ability
sex
of
and gender.
strength.
No,
You just
don't.
use sex and gender.
Yes, you do.
No,
Yes,
it
you
goes
do.
on.
What do you mean?
No, you don't.
Oh, okay. So hold on. So what do you think the rules are in regards to hormone therapy with trans men and trans women? What do you think the rules are?
The rules?
Yeah, like for professional sports, what do the rules dictate?
It's a good question, actually. I don't know. Do you know? Can you teach me?
Yeah, so like if you're a trans woman or a trans man for that matter, you need to be on hormone therapy for 2+ years, and your hormone levels need to be within the range of the other groups of people that you're playing with, and again, it has to be for 2+ years. All right. So, having said that, the research has shown that when trans women are on hormone therapy for 2+ years, that their strength, their muscle mass, all that stuff goes down to non-statistical differences, to where it's not going to be an inherent advantage at all. And which we see in the outcomes of it, meaning we don't see trans women, or I guess even trans men for that matter, coming in first place at any higher of a rate than cis women or cis men do.
And I also point out one factor is that not saying you, but there's certain people that are completely against trans children getting and receiving gender affirming care. These supposed advantages in quotes wouldn't exist if they were allowed to receive the gender affirming care, the puberty blockers, and the HRT.
Okay.
So
I don't think that's okay, though. If you're going to give
hold on. I'm going to elaborate.
Okay.
So we'll take a trans woman. So it would be a trans girl. So she would have been assigned male at birth. So if she were to get on puberty blockers and it would have to be at tandem stage 2 of puberty in order to prevent those certain characteristics to form during puberty, she would have the puberty blockers, and then she would go through the correct puberty, which would be a female puberty for her. And then she would have it would be a disadvantage, those supposed advantages that you all that like to say, they wouldn't exist.
But why are we giving kids that, though? They're going through the puberty stage. Why?
Because a trans girl knows in their heart, their brain, that they are a girl.
And who told them that?
No one told them that. That's kind of the point. Gender forms in every single person's brain. Every single person on this earth has a gender identity. It forms in your brain. And so typically a child will voice who they are, who they know themselves to be intrinsically, usually around the ages of 3 and then between 3 and 7. So that, let's just say, hypothetically, that trans girl assigned male at birth, she would go to her parents and say, Mom, I'm not a boy. They might realize based off of the name they're being called, they don't like that name. It starts off as very slow points as they get older. And then they would be able to voice that once they really do realize it within themselves. They would say, Mom, I'm not a boy. I'm actually a girl. And then they would just say, I would really like to be called this instead. Or I would really like to wear a dress. I don't like these clothes. It usually starts off that way. Nobody tells them anything.
Simas.
Okay.
Hey guys, new guest at 30,000 likes, assuming we have somebody in the request box to get to, okay? Go ahead.
So no one's telling them that, but they should also realize that you being born the way you are is the way you are. No. Now, if you want to have that decision, your decision in your head is to say that I'm a woman.
The whole point is but the decision now... It's not a decision. It's in your brain. No. Okay, so when you're born, the doctor
The DNA states that you are a male or female.
I'm going to mute you because it's absolutely ridiculous. You do not need to talk over me when I'm trying to explain it to you. So for you to actually understand it, when you are born, the only identifier that the doctor will use is if you are showing female or male genitalia. It's actually just the assumption based off of, and I can't get too graphic because they actually have to, I'll say it, the CLIT. If it actually is protruding and it is a certain length, they actually can mistake that for penis. So that's all they base it off. So only if it's protruding will they make that assumption. But other than that, if they see a penis or vagina, they will base it female or male. That's it. That's what gets thrown on your birth certificate. And then on that assumption, they will say, here, you have a boy, because they present with the penis as a male. Or here, you have a girl. That's it. They make the assumption. Not everyone is automatically a girl just because they're female and vice versa.
So if you took that, so if a trans man or a trans woman and you took their DNA, what would it be? What would it show?
DNA? What do you? They don't.
X and Y chromosomes.
Holy shit!
But no, they don't have any inherent ones. Is what you're talking about? Like trans men don't inherently have a specific type of chromosome. Neither do trans women. Neither do cis men or cis women or anybody.
Okay.
You can't guarantee for 100% that anybody has a certain chromosome.
Yeah, they don't DNA test. They don't do that at birth either. They don't do karyotyping, the testing, which I actually had at age 34 with my third child, and I found out that I am in fact 45X. And that's intersex, so it's an intersex condition. So that's where there's the gray area and where doctors typically get it wrong when they just look at your genitalia and just make the assumption. So they assign your sex at birth. They don't know because they don't do that testing.
Guys, I've got we'll get to new guests at 30,000 likes. All right, we are looking for ups. Keep tapping and sharing. Okay.
Do you understand, at all what I said? Elaborate, if you want me to elaborate more before you
I understand.
Spread misinformation.
No, I understand.
Well, no, you don't, because what you're doing.
Don't even. You can't just say that. I just listened to everything you said, and you're telling me I don't understand.
Calm down.
Don't say that.
I'm so sorry. I offended you.
Don't make an assumption. Don't make an assumption.
Yes, you are. You assigned the DNA, the chromosomes, to gender.
It's sex. It defines what you come out with.
Is that the same I said then?
Sorry, are sex and gender the same?
I'd say so. Yeah.
Okay. So the word woman is synonymous with the word female.
Can you interchange the words? Synonym?
Can I interchange the words?
So when you're looking at a woman, can you just call her female? Would you be able to just say, oh, that's a female and a woman?
If they have the counterparts of it, then yeah.
Okay. All right.
What's the count? Hang on, Jax. I'm just going down a line of questioning here. What? When you say when they have the what of it?
God, the build of a woman, you gotta analyze them. Do they have long hair? Do they have smaller shoulders than a guy? Do they have smaller arms than a guy? Are their legs smaller? Are their legs bigger because they go to the gym?
What does woman hair look like?
Oh my God! Honestly, any woman can have any type of hair that they want. They could have the same hair as Doug. They could have the same hair as me. They could have long hair.
Well, then you said if they have woman hair. So what does woman hair look like?
Because I'm just saying off a basis. I also named 4 other counterparts. There's counterparts to it.
Counterparts?
BREAST. Do they have women counterparts from an easy, a visual explanation of what I can visually see?
I know very muscular women. I know women who have short hair. I know, everything that you're saying. I can give you examples of cisgendered women who don't fit what you're saying. So my original question is: are the word
So could I.
it's a guy. So what you're saying is somebody is a guy if you say they're a guy.
I mean, I can just walk up to somebody and make the assumption that they're a guy. I also have to go off the basis of getting to know them. How do they act? What do they do? How do they receive the way they react with?
But just initially meeting them, though, right? Like all that aside, though, do you see what you're trying to
just initially meeting them?
Yeah.
What am I going off? Are they a man?
Yeah.
Well, going off of my whole high school experience, when I go up to meet a new student that's a guy, or what I can assume is a guy, and I shake his hand, I'm like, "Yo, what's up, dude? How you doing?" He gives me a similar thing. There's a basic meet off. I'm already establishing that he's a like what? What do you mean?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
If you see somebody at the grocery store and you're like a foot or two away from them, what in your head? What do you see with them that helps you determine, hey, are they probably a woman or a man? What do you look at? What do you first notice?
What do I first notice? I mean, honestly, I'm not.
It's not supposed to be a trick question.
I know. I'm not going out into the world constantly doing that. But if I were to do that,
you do it inherently.
If I saw you in the grocery store, I'd be like, oh, this guy's got a beard. Boom, man.
Okay, so you see I have a beard, you see I have I'm in shape, or I have some muscles a little bit or whatever, I have chest hair, stuff like that, right?
There you go.
Okay, cool. So, but you don't know my chromosomes.
And you understand that you could...
Wouldn't that also be personal information, though?
But you understand that you can meet a trans man who would look exactly like Doug. They might have some muscles, they might have a beard, they might have chest hair.
That is true. Yeah, of course that's true.
And you would say, by your own admission, you would see that person and you would say, they're a guy. And then that would be doubled, that feeling would be doubled for you when they come up to you and talk to you with a low voice and call you dude or bro or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's a series of traits that you typically would that add up for you to assume if this person is this or that or whatever. And you're not always going to be right, like as people were saying, some women can have facial hair, some can have chest hair and stuff like that, right? So like these things aren't mutually exclusive to one or the other. We typically associate that with one or the other, typically, right? But it's not always the case.
Okay.
I think what you're doing is, first of all, you're mixing up sex and gender, which I get why people do that. I understand why people do that, because typically, historically, we have said that if you're a female, then you're a woman, and if you're a male, then you're a man.
So what happened back then if people wanted to say that they're a woman or a man? What would happen?
It's super simple. I mean, we didn't have the level of scientific
technology to be able to do what you can do today, right?
No, knowledge. Not even, because somebody can, I don't know if you're aware, but there are trans men, for example, who bind their chests so that they are flat-chested. You would not know that they had breasts because they bind their chest on purpose, because they're uncomfortable with having breasts. Okay, that people can do an entire social transition, not have any hormones and not have any surgeries, and that in all likelihood would think that person was the gender they are presenting themselves to you as, the gender that they are. But what this is, it's wild to me.
I could just say the same thing about race, though. It's so easy.
Well, how could a black person come and present themselves as white? Can you tell me that?
Oh my God, dude! Because it's that's just so that'll be more of a future debate. That'll be more of a future debate, because back then the technology.
I'm sorry, Si. You just brought that up.
You just asked me a question. You just asked me a question.
No, I didn't. I didn't say anything about race. You just said we could literally say that about race as well. We couldn't say that.
Yes, I can.
How?
Yes, you can. So in the so obviously now, but let's say in historical reasons, could you just walk up and just how do I word this? Because I'm not trying to be
No, we're
Hey
not
guys,
gonna
keep
do the
tapping,
race
keep
thing.
tapping, guys. Yeah, I really prefer to stay away from that. I really do.
Transracial is absolutely not a thing. That only is in adoption. Absolutely not. We're not doing that.
Only in adoption.
Transracial.
So in the 1800s was guys just walking up and saying, "Yo, I'm a woman." Early 1900s. Only now because of the technology. The technology advanced. The technology advanced to be able to
chill. Relax, dude, for a second.
You need to chill out.
Lower your dose of Adderall. But get off.
Because I'm trying to make a point, and it's just talk over.
First of all, there were entire societies of people, entire communities of people who, for the entirety of human history, have lived as the gender that they are, not the gender that they have been assigned by there is a whole,
which is what they're born. What?
No, you're not born a gender. Nobody knows your gender until you tell them, because it exists purely within your brain.
Sai, may I ask you, do you know the definition of trans?
Do I know the definition of trans?
Transgender, yeah. What's the definition? Or you do the best you can to come up with a definition.
Somebody that decides that what they are is what they do not like to be, so they transition to become. What is it then? What is it?
I'm going to break it
down. You guys make it so sophisticated because look at this. Look at this.
It's like some fucking
sickness. No,
it's some sickness. You guys
relax. You are doing it again. Just regulate your emotions. Regulate your emotions.
It's in the dictionary. So trans, the Latin prefix, means on the opposite side of. So then when you take transgender and put them together, your gender identity with that prefix would mean that their sex is on the opposite side of their gender. So that's how we can. Then I would hope you would understand that they're not.
That sounds like a social construct then at that point.
Guys, 30,000 likes, new guests. 30,000 likes.
Social construct then.
You've just identified that gender's a
social concept, buddy. That's a social concept.
You said that like 4 times already.
It's psychosocial. Yes. It's a component of things.
I have a question.
So it's a thought, not actual facts.
No,
it's a chemical thought, because thoughts are created by chemicals.
Everything you experience is from the brain, is a chemical reaction in the brain. Yeah. Literally everything.
We are our brain.
Yes.
So I have a question for you. So I'm from the UK. What year do you think the first transgender man served in the British Army?
I have no clue. I don't know that history. Ask him to guess. Maybe
1789.
And guess what? You still have the genitalia of a man.
And guess what? He passed as a man in the British military for 30 years as an army surgeon.
And you still have the genitalia of a man, though.
It doesn't matter. Nobody picked him out.
Goodbye, Simes. You got kicked.
Done with you. Yeah, he was way too hostile. Jesus.
He just was too intense. Like, I don't know why you have to be that, like, animated about things.
Yeah, like, jumping down our throats. And W, Erica, for that fact. That's pretty awesome.
Who was that? That was Tammy, right? For the
I think it was Jess.
Oh, Jess. I'm sorry. I just always seem to. Jess, thank you so much. W, Jess, everyone.
The fact is, I think everybody would agree, especially the military, when women weren't allowed in the military at all. The military is potentially the most masculine arena that you can put yourself into. And the fact that a trans man served in the military as a surgeon for 30 fucking years without anybody guessing that they were a trans man, like, it just shows you can't tell from looking at people. You can't tell from the way someone stands or from their woman hair. Like and then saying, oh, but by the way, yeah, but they still had a penis. Correct, but guess what? Nobody knew that.
And that you said that was the 1700s, so that predates the gender affirming care or medical.
Yeah, 1789. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. Trump supporters, come on up. Whether you do think or don't think that you hate the LGBT plus community, hit the request button. Or if you didn't vote for them, but you do have an issue with them, come on. They're all too invested in general, so that's all they ever talk about. Any conversation, it always circles back to genitals. Like almost any conversation.
Literally, whether or not like it's the actual act when they're talking about our sexuality, the act in the bedroom, they're so fucking obsessed what we're doing in the bedroom. Or if it's the gender identity, it's what they want to know what's in everyone's pants. Yep, the GCs were genital checkers. That's their new name. Hey, Danny.
How you guys having? How you guys doing today, Jackson, Erica?
I'm all right. My daughter's at therapy right now, but only for half the day. I actually have to pick her up at 3 o'clock, but it's 2 for me, for everyone who's here. Erica, I know it's much later for you. How are you doing?
It's like 7 p.m. I'm good. I drove home from the beach today. I have a sunburnt face.
Oh no.
Yeah.
How sunburnt?
I don't know. You know, it takes time to come out, so I'm not sure. I was only outside for 10 minutes, and it's the first day I didn't put any sunscreen on because I was in the car all day.
I am going to actually tell you a home remedy that might sound ridiculous, but my mom used to do because I'm a redhead. So my mom would have to, my sister and I would get burned all the time, no matter how much sunscreen, because she would yell at us to put it on 24/7. We'd practically bathed in it. And it still didn't matter. We would get like the worst sunburn on our forehead, our nose, and our shoulders. So she would take apple cider vinegar and she would like soak a cloth in it, and then she would just lightly, like gently pat it on the worst part of the sunburn, and you would literally feel the heat pull out of the burn, and so that it just prevents the pain.
My mum's was malt vinegar, Jax. Please don't turn your camera on, guest.
Yeah, guys, wait, let's not turn cameras on when we come up here, please. All right, guest, how you doing?
My name is Richard. I'm from Honolulu. I'm a political analyst for Eastern Europe.
How old are you?
37.
All righty. Did you vote for Trump?
No, but I'm going to.
You can't. So, what are your views on the LGBT plus community?
I think LGBT community is used against humanity, against making children.
Making children
what? This is an ideology to destroy population, basically.
Okay, how so?
Because people who are into this ideology, they promote...
It's not an ideology. It's not an ideology. No, being gay, being gay is a sexuality, bisexual, that's all those sexualities.
I'm not talking about being gay. I'm talking about LGBTQIA plus community ideology.
Yeah, there's no ideology. But again, tell me how it's being used to cause there to be less kids or whatever it is that you said, less reproduction. Is that what you were getting at?
Of course, because the greatest value for humankind is to make babies. And
no, it's not. No, it's not. That's a wild thing to say. That's not true at all. Hold on. Slow down. I got to respond to you. First of all, the LGBT plus community represents about like 9 to 10% of the population. Okay, at least that's in the U.S. I don't know elsewhere, but at least within the U.S. And of that, many can still reproduce with one another. All right, and there are plenty of people. There are plenty of people who are straight that cannot reproduce with another partner. So I don't know why you're pointing them out specifically when they're straight and cis people who can't do so.
No, I'm not saying you can't. You can, but you're just saying that it's not necessary.
But then what's your issue then? If it's not reproduction, since other people get reproduced?
The issue is the death of white people all over Europe and United States. Because the value of life, the value of having children, is the highest moral, ethical, and humane value on earth. And you are practically against it. You're promoting the absence of children.
That's
No,
false.
no. I'll say
100%.
one more thing, and then Jackson or Eric, you know, listen. What's a lot more important to me is somebody's well-being while they're alive, not the future of some fucking thing that doesn't exist yet. Why would I?
What?
Why
This
would
is
I take?
our future.
Why would I
This
take
is
the
our
precedent?
future.
You gotta let me speak. Why would I take precedence a thing that doesn't exist, that well-being of that thing that doesn't exist yet, since it can't have a well-being, versus the well-being of people that exist today? That is wild. And by the way, you
The
can still have both.
well-being,
You can still have
I'm
both.
explaining to. I'll answer to. The well-being of people that exist today depends on how many children they are making. This is well-being
How
of
many have
having
you
children.
made?
Having children,
How many have you made?
once again,
How
having
many have
children
you made? It's every
is
child,
it's a
every child, not
definition.
every
How many
children.
have you made? Answer her question.
How many kids do you
It's a
have?
definition of
Answer
well-being.
her question.
Having
How many?
children is a
Hey,
well-being.
what the
How many
fuck are you
children have
doing?
you made?
Answer her
Calm down.
question.
Calm down. Calm
So
down.
How
answer
many
it.
children?
Answer it.
Hang on. How many children have you made?
I have 8 billion children.
8 billion children.
Yeah.
Cool
Exactly.
story.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, I want to know also, if you're in Honolulu, why are all your videos in Russian?
Why not? You've never seen other ethnicities living in the United States?
No, of
It's the
course,
first time.
but you would
You
think
never
that you
seen
would
an
want to.
immigrant?
You would think that you would want to communicate with the people around you, and you're not. All of your videos are in Russian.
We know you're in Russia.
I thought we could speak any language in here.
Okay. What time is it right now?
It's 8 a.m.
Okay. So listen, but here's the thing. You said you're gonna vote for Trump. So that makes me think that you don't even really understand American politics, because you will be voting for Trump, because that can't be a thing in the future.
You see,
So that makes me think that you're not here. That makes me think that you're not actually here.
We got to make it through. We got to keep
Make
him.
what through? Make what
house.
through?
We got to keep him as a president of the United States, because he does everything for Israel.
This is ridiculous. All right, guys, keep tapping and sharing. Guys, this topic, it doesn't require that you're in the U.S. Okay, I am typically speaking to MAGA. I am fine speaking to people elsewhere who have negative views of the LGBT plus community. But fucking just be honest. Don't lie for no reason. Chris, how you doing? Goodbye, Chris.
Oh, he couldn't even come up with a valid explanation as to why it would be harmful. Just the sole basis that we have to make children, that we just have to keep reproducing. What does that have to do with LGBT? Because we still reproduce. I have 3 kids, and I'm gay as fuck.
Thank you for the heart me. Hey guys, make sure you send that a heart me in the top left if you haven't done so already. If you're watching on the tube, make sure you guys like the live, subscribe as well if you're enjoying it, of course. And I do have the super chat goal. It is not needed, but it is appreciated.
I am a trifecta. I am literally intersex, queer, and trans. Mind's blown.
Some idiot in YouTube thinks that Trump has an 83% approval rating.
Oh,
Yeah.
according to what?
According to the poll, I would be willing to guess is by Republicans. I would be willing to guess, and 83% by Republicans is not that good.
Maybe an 83% approval rating amongst Republicans.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, amongst the Republicans. Yeah. I would hope it would be like 80 plus. I would hope, for his sake.
I think that argument that the greatest contribution anyone can make is having children is, first of all, not true. And secondly, it devalues the amazing contributions to our societies that people who have not had, let alone the LGBTQIA plus community, right? But just people who have not had children in general. First of all, there are, as Jax has pointed out, there are plenty of people in the LGBTQIA plus community who do have kids. And secondly, some of the greatest inventors, the greatest explorers, the the people that have made the greatest contributions to us as societies have not had children. Like it's freaking wild that someone would come up and make that claim. And then to say, I have 8 billion children. Are you okay, sir?
I also would like to point out that we can blame straight people for giving birth to us queer people. It's y'all straight people's fault for having us in the first place.
I still want to go back to the approval rating thing. So listen, his approval rating amongst the Republicans when he entered office was well in the upper 90s, by the way. It was well in the upper 90s. So it going down to 83% is not good, by the way. And really what you want to look at is it amongst independents. And it amongst independents is really, really goddamn bad. Last time I checked, it was like mid upper 30s. I can go ahead and double check it again. But yeah, like 83% amongst the Republicans isn't really good. You know, so yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Let me see what it is amongst the independents. So, Chris, how you doing?
They're not loading for me. Is this the same person? Yeah, it's the same one.
Independents. All right, let's see. Among independents, ooh, yeah, it's even worse. Now it's about 26%. Yep, which he had a 42% during the 2024 election, so it's down to about 26%. So, yeah, not good, not good. But hey, and Trump also has the lowest approval rating right now at this term of somebody's presidency than any other president in history. So he is good at something. He's got that. All right, Chris.
An announcement for
yeah, go ahead.
I would really like to see Erica's coins go up because she's one of the finest educators that we have in our spaces, and she doesn't deserve to do this work for free.
Well, thank you, Jack.
This is true. If anybody's saying my information is false, you're welcome to come on up from the tube because you guys are the ones bitching about what I just said. You can call on in, provide a source, prove me wrong. I'll give you $500. But nobody's going to do that. And by the way, if you provide a poll, it's got to be aggregate polling. It's got to be aggregate polling, not a single one-off poll.
Well, I did a poll on X, Doug, and he did very well. I made it private so only my friends could see it. But he did very well in that poll.
Yep. All right, guys, keep tapping and sharing. We are looking for ups. Bad tapping. No, you're good. Horny bear.
I'm actually going to have, if everyone in the chat can do, if you are a friendly, just put a smiley face in the chat. And if you are opposed to the topic on the background, put a sad face. Get easy.
Oh, I want to see wait, you want me to do a poll? So I'm sorry.
No. I was asking everybody just to make it easier. Just directly drop the smiley faces. All right. And then if you have a sad face, you're getting, just so you know, you're getting invited up. If I see any sad faces, you're getting invited up. So you better be careful and choose wisely on that emoji.
Hey guys, I do need a good mod or two in the tube. I see one right there, but I am going to need more, okay? So if any one of my mods on TikTok is willing to do that, or if you're not a mod on TikTok but you want to be a mod on the tube, let me know. I have to know who you are, obviously. You can't just be a random friendly, unfortunately. I got to really know who you are. So, but yeah, I could definitely use a few more on the tube.
So everyone in this live, over 200 people, y'all are friendlies.
Yeah, Holly, I do see you in there. I appreciate it. Thanks.
W Holy.
Yeah, well, I do get a little bit less viewers, not a little bit. It's a good amount less viewers in YouTube than I do on TikTok, depending, but still.
I see Jeff is watching, and I've never had the pleasure of actually getting to speak to him personally. I just want to also send out that announcement that he is also an amazing educator. I have learned so much from him as well as I have from Erica. Just so you know, Jeff, you're awesome.
Jeff from End of Species, I assume you're talking about?
Who's it?
What is it? Jeff from
Jeff
End of Species. Yeah, Jeff from End of Species is his name. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. He has a YouTube channel, guys. He started doing his YouTube thing recently. I suggest you guys subscribe to it. It's Jeff from End of Species.
I will look that up.
We are all Jeff. Somebody says.
We're all Jeff. Love that.
And
there you go. He's in the comments, guys.
That's West Manistanian, and what I can tell you is he's definitely not Jeff. He's the opposite of Jeff.
The bell is, I believe, Jackson's notification. I think Discord. I think.
Wait, did you hear a bell?
Yeah, we hear a bell when you get that notification.
It was probably me. Yeah, I have my because I am sitting in my car. Obviously, I'm not driving, but I had to shut my Bluetooth off. It would be awful. So yeah, sorry. That's me.
You're right.
That's me.
People from the tube, remember the phone numbers there on screen, 813-603-8878. Call on in if you wish.
I'm sorry, Paige. I'm so sorry. I'll mute my stuff while I'm live because I'm sure it's probably super annoying while I'm in the middle of talking too if I'm not muted. Crap. Sorry, y'all. There, I muted it.
Doug, I'm gonna drop down. I'm so tired after my drive today. But
Oh,
thank
that's
you for
right.
having
Yeah.
me.
No worries, Erica. Great having you. Take care. Hopefully you rest
Bye.
up.
Bye, Erica. Have a good night.
All right, and then there was one. All right, I'll keep tapping and sharing. I may restart here pretty shortly. Oh, we are getting a call from the tube. So, Jax, just to let you know, unfortunately, they won't be able to hear you. I know it's going to be annoying that you can't chime in, so I'll try not to make it a super long conversation.
Yeah, that's okay.
Hey, how you doing?
Hello.
Hey, how old are you?
Hi, my name is Jonathan. How are you?
Great. How old are you?
Yes, I just wanted to
How old are you?
talk to you guys.
How old are you? How old are you?
My
How old are you? How old are you? Goodbye. Well, that didn't last long.
Fucking believable. That's why they call. It's even worse because then you can't mute them.
I can basically mute them. I just lower the volume all the way down to the point where it's basically impossible to hear. So
right.
I just do that instead.
Unbelievable.
Boy, oh boy.
Really...
Same dude's calling back. That's not happening. Goodbye.
Absolutely not. Go away. Yeah, and you can't block them. I mean, you can block. Well, you can block the number, right?
Oh no, I can block them.
Yeah. All right. What was I going to say? Oh, the guy from yesterday saying that there's something in the air. I forgot that I get your recordings. Can I clip that? I mean, you can post it. I'll give it to you.
You do get the recordings, right? Yeah, no, you're welcome to clip or post anything that you want on your ends, or
are you sure?
Send to me or whatever. You have my ongoing permission.
Okay, I'll tag you in it, obviously. That was just hilarious. I'll only post it if I'm on the panel. Like, if I'm actually with you, I'll only post it. That wouldn't be fair. If it's yours, if it's directly your contact, you deserve to post that.
Yeah, I appreciate it. But yeah, if there's any clips, send it to me. If it's not you on a panel, if not, whatever.
Absolutely. Anything clip-worthy and it's just you, I'll send it directly to you.
I'm surprised I can make TikTok videos as well. I know, it's like I have a very baseline knowledge of technology here. All right, let's try this one out. Hello, how are you?
How you doing?
Good, how old are you? 34? Okay, and what are your views on the LGBT plus community?
I personally don't care what you believe. It doesn't bother me.
Okay, did you vote for Trump?
I just wish people loved each other again.
You wish people would love each other?
Sad.
You wish people would love each other again?
It's just really sad to see Americans so far separated.
I do.
It's just 20 years ago.
I do agree with you, but well, I am just curious. Hold on, I am just curious. Before you go ahead, did you vote for Trump?
No, I didn't write in.
Who did you write in?
I did the first term. Donald Duck.
Donald Duck. Okay.
I
Why? Okay. All right. So in relation, okay, I got you. So in relation to the topics, I want to stay on the LGBT plus topic. Why did you write in Donald Duck instead of voting for a candidate, one of the two candidates that only were gonna win?
In my opinion, was screwed with either one.
What's that?
Donald is an egotistic maniac who actually turned off my Republican family. And Emma just doesn't have the experience.
Okay. She had plenty of experience. Oh, okay. Well, listen, man. Again, in relation to LGBT plus topics, because that's what I'm talking about here, we do have one person who we knew was campaigning against trans people because his team spent $250 million campaigning against transgender people, or putting out anti-trans rhetoric, rather, and ads and things like that. And the other one, Harris, while she didn't talk enough about them, in my opinion, she certainly wasn't going to be taking away any of their rights or anything like that. So I mean, even with that alone, I'm not sure why you would have at least voted for Harris.
Honestly, I don't trust her.
Why don't you trust her?
There was one video I saw that actually heightsed my decision not to vote for her instead. She was just drunk in public at I think it was a Broadway show.
Where was she? Where was it? Did you verify if this video was real and everything was verified?
Yeah, there were a couple of different sources that picked it up.
So,
New York Post was going on, I think TMZ, but she was supposed to make sense. It just was completely classless.
Where did this happen? Hold on. Where did this happen? Hold on. Where did this happen?
I went to New York City, but I'm not sure.
When? When was it? There's no evidence of her ever being drunk in public. There's no evidence of her being drunk in public. Again, there's no evidence of her being drunk in public. But it concerns me that you felt for a fake video. Like, this is incredibly concerning that you fell for a fake video.
No, I actually, if you give me like solid 30 minutes, I could find the sources.
You need 30 minutes? You need 30 minutes to be able to find something? Yeah, but it's in relation to the conversation, though. It's in relation to the conversation that you fell for a fake video, and you just didn't vote for her based partly on that. But there's no evidence of it at all. There's no evidence of her being drunk in public. There just isn't. There just isn't. Now, there's a couple videos that were purposely slowed down of her not being in public, her doing like sitting at the desk or like doing an interview thing of people trying to make her sound drunk, but that wouldn't be the videos that you're talking about, because those weren't in public. But those videos were purposely slowed down.
This was clearly at like backstage at a Broadway show afterward.
There's just no video of it. There's just no evidence of it, man. I'm sorry.
No worries.
But if that video that you showed that existed, there's a couple ones of her that were purposely slowed down to make her sound drunk, which a lot of people fell for. And even so, that's crazy that people would. I know you didn't vote for Trump in this one, but that people would not vote for Harris because she appeared to be drunk, but they would vote for Trump when he has done significantly worse things that have been very documented, which is wild. What's that? Yes, it's a phone. Yes, I agree with you on that. But a lot of people didn't give a shit. A lot of people didn't give a shit about that. Yeah. All right. It's a little hard to hear you, by the way. Is there like I don't know if it's your phone, but your voice isn't really projecting through the phone all that well. Are you just talking?
It might be that.
Yeah, it is a little difficult. Are you guys able to hear him at all? I can, but I'm sort of straining to hear. I don't know. Let me see if the chat can even hear you. So I don't want to put them through torture, to be honest. All right, I'm getting a no. I cannot stand. No. All right. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to drop you. But if you can somehow get the voicing to be better, to come through better, you can call him back. All right. Sorry. It's difficult to hear you. Don't take it personally. It's just it's hard to do this when the chat can't really hear you. What is weird though, every time I do get a call from the tube, it does seem on average that the call quality is not the best. Yeah. Let's reset because well, no, I still have a bunch of time. Yeah, let's reset. Hey guys, if you're enjoying the live, or if you enjoyed the live, follow me. Click in the top left of TikTok on the tube. Make sure you subscribe because I'm going to be restarting. I'm not going to restart on YouTube, so that's not going to restart. Just TikTok. Okay. I will be back in 2 seconds, guys. It's not like a 10-minute thing. I'm literally coming right back in like 2 seconds. Hello, everyone. Told you I'd be back quickly. Hey, Dom, Reaper, hello. Hey, everybody in the tube. Remember, if you want to call on in, the phone number is there. The phone number is there at the top of the screen if you want. Leave the children alone. Leave the children alone. Oh, what about the children? Leave the children alone. Leave the children alone, but let's not have them have universal health care. Let's not make sure that they have guaranteed lunches, but leave the kids alone. Let's not make sure that their family has a livable wage, but leave the kids alone. Yet another example of you guys pretending to care about a group of people that you don't give a single fuck about. Leave the kids alone, but let's not do anything with pew-pew laws, even though that's the #1 unaliver of children. But let's not change a single thing with that. But leave the kids alone. You guys are just absolutely horrible people who pretend to care about things for your shit-ass argument. Well, community, you care enough to say this in the comment section. Actually, the #1 unaliver is abortion. All right. Even if we go off of that, right, and you view a fetus as a child, it's still the #2, and you're still not willing to do a single fucking thing about it. Because you guys, again, are just shitty human beings. But guys, sure, a 6-week-old fetus is a child, sure. 6-week-old fetus that has no form of sentience whatsoever as a child. Hey, Leo. How you doing?
Hello.
How old are you?
Well, I think 39.
All right, what's
39. Up? Your prompt says, why do you hate the LGBTQ community?
Uh-huh.
What makes you assume that we hate them?
Well, your vote goes towards harming the LGBT plus community, and I'm left with no other. We'll get to that, but I'm left with no other conclusion that you guys, at the very least, don't care about them. I'll give you examples, but this is just going to lead to one of two things. When I give you an example, you're either going to say that's a really good thing, I like it, or you're going to justify it and say, well, this is why, this is why. So we're about to do it. So kicking transgender people out of the military is a transphobic thing, and it harms trans people. Obviously, it has harmed trans people. The 15,000 that were kicked out.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead and justify why you think that's okay.
Here's why I think that it's okay. Because they should have gone to a mental health facility a lot sooner than joining the military, because it's not normal or rational for a male Homo sapien to identify as a female.
You've already messed up. These transgender people had already made it. They're transgender. You may not like the term, but they're transgender.
They're mentally ill.
Okay, great. Leo, we're not doing this, okay? You are not a medical expert. You have the IQ of 7 or something like that. You don't know. I don't. Leo. We are not doing it. Leo. We are having a conversation. Okay.
Okay.
These people who went into the military, they went through the entire process that everybody else goes to when they get a background check. They have to get a mental health check. They got all of those things. Okay. And this was in Trump's first administration too. This was in Trump's first administration too. This happened. They all made it through. MEPS. They did the whole thing that everybody else does, and there was nothing that came up as far as mental health issues. These people were served. Many of them deployed numerous times, right? Many of them are high ranking. So if they were so mentally ill, how the hell did they deploy numerous times and become so high ranking? Tell me how that happened. 10,000 likes new guest. 10,000 likes new guest. Good.
I do have a mental illness that is called gender dysphoria.
Okay. Can you respond to what I just said? I want you to respond to what I just said.
Well, I would like to know how they got to such a high rank when they weren't supposed to be transgendered.
Okay. Again, if they have this mental disorder that you speak of, how the hell did they get to this position? And how the hell did they deploy numerous times? How the hell did they have such a successful career?
Probably from the same thing of the don't ask, don't tell policy that Bill Clinton implemented.
You're not answering my question. So clearly, they don't have a mental health issue if they were able to be so successful. But clearly, they were very successful, Leo, right?
How were they successful if they got kicked out for being trans?
No, Leo, hold on. Do you think being in the military, say for 15 years up until the point, deploying 3 different times, getting a few medals, becoming higher ranking, do you think that's a successful thing? Not talking about trans people specifically, just in general. Would you call that person successful?
Not really.
You wouldn't call a veteran successful who's deployed numerous times and received medals?
I'm a veteran, so no, I wouldn't say that veteran is successful just because they did what.
Why not?
Because they did their job.
But doing your job doesn't require you getting a medal.
You're right.
So clearly they did something right.
Well, what did they do?
It depends on the individual. It depends on what medal that they received. The whole point of this is you're insinuating that they have a mental health disorder when clearly they were able to do things that you weren't able to do. You weren't able to get medals and get.
I got medals.
I got medals. What branch were you in? What branch were you in?
United States Army. United States Army.
What medals did you get? What medals did you get?
I don't have my DD-214 on hand.
You should know which medals you got off the top of your head.
Right.
So what medals did you get?
None of your business.
So you didn't get any medals. So these transgender troops that supposedly have a mental disorder, according to you, are more successful than you.
Well, again.
Geez, that's got to be pathetic.
How are they more successful?
That's got to be really pathetic of you.
Successful?
Well, they were able to do something you couldn't do. You were incapable of doing it.
Or maybe they just had a good chain of command.
They clearly were more successful and able to do more than you, Leo.
Question. Do you know how we get medals in the Army?
Where did you go to basic training?
I went to basic training at Fort Jackson, South Carolina.
Okay. All right. So listen, kicking trans people out. Kicking trans people out of the military on the sole basis that they're trans is inherently transphobic. Okay, because they don't inherently have a. Okay, Leo, you have to wait your goddamn turn. If they wanted to kick people out with mental disorders, they should have kicked other people out that had mental disorders, but they weren't. So if they did a blanket sweep with just trans people, clearly it was just about being trans and not mental disorders. Because they don't have a mental disorder inherently, because being trans is not a mental disorder.
Well, let me ask you this. If it's not a mental disorder, you know, do you think that it is rational for a Homo sapien male to think and identify as a Homo sapien female?
Well, they're not doing it as a female. They're identifying as the gender opposite of the sex.
Well, but there's only two sexes.
What you meant to ask is
why it's a mental disorder. What you meant to ask now proving that it is a mental disorder.
What you meant to ask is, I don't know why you said Homo sapien. Can a human who is a male identify as a woman? Yes, they can.
Can a Homo sapien who is a male identify as a Homo sapien female? Yes or no?
That's not what transgender is. You have a fundamental misunderstanding. Tell us what being trans is. Tell us what being trans is, because I don't think you know.
I would assume if a male is dressing up as a female and using he, her, female pronouns,
you're already wrong. You're already wrong. I'm telling you, you're wrong. All trans people would tell you you're wrong. You don't know what it means to be trans, Leo. You know nothing. You know nothing about this. Yet you're so angry at a group of people you know nothing about. Being trans is. Okay. You don't know what being trans is. You do not know what being trans is. It's where your gender identity does not align with your sex. That's all it means. End of story.
Answer my question. Is it normal for a Homo sapien male?
I disagree with the premise of your question because that's not what being trans is. That's not what being trans is, Leo. That's not what being trans is. You're really fucking bad at debating. Tell me what being trans is.
Bro, how do you even think they have gender dysphoria?
Tell me what being trans is.
A male thinking they're a female and a female thinking they're a male.
You're wrong. You are wrong.
I'm not. Why do you think they had the surgery, you dummy?
Leo.
Then why do they have to go get the sex change surgery?
That's not what it is.
They have to get the surgery.
Leo, it's where your gender identity doesn't align with your sex.
That's called mental illness. Your brain is not aligning with the proper sex.
Leo, I think you don't know what a woman is. Ready? Tell me, Leo, you don't know what a woman is. What's a woman? I'm going to prove you don't know what a woman is.
A woman is a Homo sapien female.
You got a violation. It wouldn't be a Homo sapien female because a 5-year-old female is a girl, so you were already wrong on that. But you got a violation for harassment and bullying. Let's get to the next one. And if you guys don't believe me that he got a violation, go ahead and check the tube. You can see it on there. You can see my screen on the tube. You can see that he got a violation. Goddamn, so confidently and adamantly wrong. Like, no wonder why he thinks these things. He doesn't even know what the basic definition is. Hey, Zach, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
How old are you?
I'm 24.
Alrighty, what's going on?
I just requested that because I wanted to ask that guy a question.
Hold on, Zach. I'm only looking for people that are opposition because I'm only looking for debates at the moment. So it looks like you're friendly. So I'm going to go ahead and drop you down. Don't take it personally, but I hope you have a good rest of the day. Meg, I'm so sorry. I just saw the message in the mod chat. I really do apologize. I know somebody said to check it earlier, and I was kept about to do it, but I kept getting distracted. I'm really, really sorry. I would have dropped in much sooner as soon as I read that. I'm sorry. All right, well, let's get to the next one. We are looking for opposition, okay? We have two. We'll take two. That's fine. All right, I'll just introduce you one at a time, okay? I don't know how to pronounce the first one. Epoch, maybe? Epoch, how old are you?
Nigger.
Okay, cool. That's not an age, but okay. Elias, hello? Elias, how old are you? Elias, how old are you? Well, that's also not an age. You guys really don't know what ages are, do you? For the group of people that pretend to know, oh, I know what a woman is, I know what these and this, you don't even know what an age is. All right, guys. All right, so we don't have anybody else in a request box. Let's try to invite people up from the comments here. Or what the N-word is. Yeah. Yeah, I had a guest one time come up and say that Joe Biden is the N-word. I'm like, what are you even doing? I don't know what they think. I mean, most of them are trying to get the live taken down. I think that's what most of them are trying to do. Some of them think it's going to offend me or something. I don't know. Yeah, I'm having a terrific day. I don't think there's a single thing an opposition could say that would really bother me, to be honest. Like, I inherently don't value their opinions. I don't value them as a person. Like, I just really don't. So, like, anything that they say really has no meaning to me whatsoever. Now, if you're friendly, on the other hand, and there's something that you say about me or whatever that's, like, negative and you mean it, that might bother me a little bit, depending on where it is. Robert, come up. I would love to have this conversation with you, but you got to come on up, Robert. Lost, you're welcome to come on up. If you guys are so confident in what you know, you should come on up and prove me wrong in front of the people in the chat. Don't know why you want to do that. But you're going to use the excuse that you're either too busy, that I'm not worth it, or some other BS excuse. Yeah, that's what they all say. All right, we're getting a call from the old tube. Oh, gosh, wait. Robert, how old are you?
55.
Robert, 55. All right, person on the tube, just call back afterwards. Sorry. All right, man. And you voted for Trump?
I did.
All
what does that have
cool.
to do with LGBTQ?
Well, I'm trying to speak to mostly Trump supporters. Doesn't necessarily have to be a Trump supporter I speak to, but I was just curious. So, what are your views on the LGBT plus community?
Say that again.
What are your views on the LGBT plus community?
It doesn't bother me either way. You said you were asking what a woman was, so I would like to know what a definition of a woman is. Because as far as I know, it's an adult female, which to be a female, you got to have the right chromosomes, right?
Okay, so it's an adult female. All right, so
That's a woman.
Okay, cool. So let's walk through this whole line of logic here. So a woman is an adult female, right? We can agree what an adult is, at least in this context, anybody 18 or above. So a female, you're saying the requirement to be a female, or are you saying the requirement of being a female is having XX chromosomes? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
According to every medical thing ever.
Okay. So, and if they don't have that, they're not a female, therefore not a woman.
Yeah.
Okay. So
they can dress like it. They can dress like a woman and want to be a woman.
That's fine. So individuals who have what's called Turner syndrome, they don't have XX. They actually have X1X, but they typically have everything else you would associate with a woman: uterus, vagina, breasts. From the surface, they would appear as any other typical woman would appear to you. What would you call that individual? They have one X chromosome, but everything else has what a woman typically has. What would they be? Whether it's rare or not, what would they be?
Well, that I don't know.
Well, this is important. It's important to your argument. I'm wondering, what would you call that person?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay. But would you
Like,
call that
if they
person a
have
man?
both,
Or
like, if
would you
they
call
have
them a
both,
man or a woman? Yeah, they have everything, again, that you would typically associate with a woman.
okay, so they have everything except for the right chromosome. So they have a uterus, they have
everything
they
else.
can give birth, they can give birth, they can do all that, but they have
everything.
two
Yeah,
X
everything else.
chromosome.
No,
But they have
one
an
X
X.
chromosome. They
Right,
have
they
one
have
X instead of two
they're
X.
not a 2X, they're an XY.
No. They just have one X. They just have one X chromosome. That's it.
So where's the other?
They don't have the other. They just have one X. There's actually like 16 different variations of chromosomal variations. So it's not always just two. Like there could be like there's even X like XO or whatever. There's like XXY. So, with these people, I just have X.
Well, I couldn't tell you what you'd call that person.
Well, would you? But you would have to call them something, right? What would they be, though?
Well, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but
if you saw this person in the grocery store, right? You were shopping around. You saw somebody who had longer hair. They had breasts. They had wider hips. You had very little body hair, if any, and all those other things. You would say you would probably say like, "Hey, ma'am," right? Or you would refer to that person as she. I would almost guarantee you probably would, right? Because you don't know their chromosomes by talking to them. Okay. So then the requirement then to be a female, therefore a woman, can't be having just XX chromosomes because you're basing it off of what you see on the outside, not
basing it off of what you see.
Yes. Yeah.
So are you saying anybody can be a woman? Like, so if I want to dress in a dress and put on some fake boobies, I can, and they call me a woman, I'm a woman?
No, I mean, listen, so if you are trans and you identify as a woman, but you've already, acknowledged that you're not, that you didn't acknowledge, but I'm assuming that you're cis, right? That you're not a trans person. So if you did that, you wouldn't be a woman. You would just be cross-dressing.
Okay. But if I fully believed that I was a female, then I would be okay with it?
If you knew that you were a woman or a girl growing up, right, and you were truly a trans girl or a trans woman, yeah, that's all it would be. That's the only requirement to be a woman or a man. Now, when we talk about female or male, though, those have a little bit more of like hard characteristics to it, more so at least. It's not choosing though, because you didn't choose to be a man. So I know it's a little hard to grasp.
That's the way you're born.
And they were born that way as well. They were born that way as well. How sure that you are of a man, they are that sure that they are a woman or a man if they're trans men. That's how sure they are, just as sure as you are. Like they know it internally. Regardless of what their sex is, they know what their gender is internally.
Okay, so they know what they want to be or what they feel like.
They know what they are.
They know what they feel like.
But you also know what you feel like.
Well, I know that, but I'm a man. Like I know I'm a man.
But
I have,
How do you know you're a man?
I have because I'm a man. I have facial hair. I have ass hair. I'm a man.
Okay, but that's not the requirement to being a man.
What's the requirement to being a man? Just
there is no requirement to being a man. No, because let's do this, for example. Let's say it's going to sound like a little bit of a crazy example. We'll just kind of bear with me for a little bit.
This is all crazy to me.
No, it's not crazy because you couldn't tell me what that individual was, and you were so sure 10 minutes ago that you have to have XX to be a female, therefore for a woman. And we already gave you an example where you said you don't know. So we've already established that you're not as sure as you once thought you were. However, though, let's say your brain, because you are your brain, let's say your brain was put inside a female's body. And then tomorrow you woke up, you had breasts, you had wider hips, you had softer skin, you had all of those things. You would still feel like a man. You would have the appearance of a woman. You would feel exactly how you still do now, though. That's what I'm talking about.
That's because, that's because it changed. Like if it, like I just wake up one day and sure enough, I got everything. Yeah, I'd be like, well, what the hell's going on?
Yeah. So, but then we just established that. But we just established it's internal. We just established it's internal then, that it is not about the outside, that it is internal about how you feel.
Because if it was about how you feel, but if it was about ass hair, it's what you're born with.
But if it was about ass hair and all the other things that you mentioned, then in that scenario, you wouldn't still feel like you're a man. Because in that case, you wouldn't have the ass hair. You wouldn't have those things. You would have a vagina and breasts.
You're talking like it just changes at the blink of an eye. And that shit don't happen.
No.
Not unless you decide to do that. So if you're born in the wrong body, how do you even know you're in the wrong body till you get old enough to freaking to know what's what?
Because we become aware of our gender at a very early age, as early as like 4 years old, we become aware of our gender. However, though,
that's only because of what's around you.
No, because trans people existed in different societies and different times and all that, when we had very different ideas of who it was like to be a man or a woman. Like 300 years ago, to be a man, you had makeup on, a wig, and high heels, right? And that's very different today. But trans people still existed then. And guys, we'll get to new guests at 15,000 likes, by the way. What I'm trying to say that it's not just so set in stone. That's all I'm trying to say, that it's not quite as objective and binary as you maybe once thought it was, right? There's more nuance associated with it. And again, if we're talking about sex, that's going to be different. But when we're talking about gender, which is psychosocial, other factors play into it.
Yeah, like your mentality, your mental, like.
What do you mean by that?
Well, your brain is in there, so
yeah,
it's a mental thing.
But everything is a mental thing. I mean, we are our brain, meaning everything that we experience stems from our brain.
That's what I mean. It's a mental thing. So I mean, if you have a male body, you are a male.
Well, but transgender people are not denying what their born sex is. I have never spoken to a single trans person, like a trans man, for example, that doesn't recognize that they were born female.
Right. They just
and vice versa.
They prefer to be female, but they were male when they were born.
No. Their gender is they are. It's not that they prefer. They are a man. Again, they know what their born sex is. We're not talking about sex here. We can throw away sex completely with this. We're talking strictly about gender.
Well,
which
I think all this gender stuff is crap. You're either male or female.
But
there's not 60 different genders. There's men or women.
But we're not talking about sex once again. I don't know why you keep
going
back to that.
You're talking about how you feel. You're talking about how you feel. Which
okay, but again, nobody's denying.
Everybody can feel whatever they want, but if
nobody's denying what their sex is. But in your case, when I gave you the example of but in your case, then you should say in the scenario where you woke up in a female's body, it doesn't matter what you feel, you're now a female. And therefore you're now a woman by your definition.
No.
You said it doesn't matter how you feel. You told me it doesn't matter how you feel. So in that scenario, you are then a female and a woman.
I didn't say if I wake up in the morning and I have boobs and all that stuff, I'm automatically female. Like that ain't it. I'm
no,
still
but you just
a man.
said it. But you said it's not about how you feel.
It's not. It's about what you're born with.
If it's what you're born with, what
you're
is it with
you?
Born with what? Born with what? What is it? What you're born with that determines you being a man or a woman?
Your chromosomes.
We already went over that, Robert.
What sex you were born with?
Robert, we've already gone over that though. The individuals who have Turner syndrome, which it's not we're not talking about like 4 people in the world.
Okay, so a Turner syndrome. So they have a disease.
It's not a disease. It's not a disease.
It's not a normal thing in everybody.
Well, it's not a typical thing. It's not a typical thing. So when we're talking about Turner syndrome, there's nothing wrong with their life. There's nothing wrong with their mentality. Nothing. They just have different chromosomes than typically people would have. But again, everything else would be that of what you would associate with a female, and in this case, a woman. But If it's just about chromosomes, then that person wouldn't be a woman.
Right, and she's probably not.
So what would that person be who has Turner syndrome, who everywhere else, on the appearance looks totally like a woman, has the body parts, has all of those things that, again, we typically associate with.
Then she's female.
But this person does not have XX chromosomes.
But she does have all the female anatomy, born with all the female anatomy. She is a female.
Okay, so then it's not about chromosomes. It's about
just because you add something to you, don't make you something different.
Okay, and guys, 15,000 likes, new guests. Okay, so then it's not about chromosomes. So it's about anatomy. So which body part are you referring to that decides if you're a man or a woman?
Your sexual body part, whether you have an innie or an outie. That is male or female.
Okay, so there are some women who are born with vaginal agenesis who do not have a vagina. They literally don't have a vagina, believe it or not. What would they be?
Okay.
What would they be?
I guess stuck in the middle, because you can't have kids if you don't got a vagina.
Wait. So they'd be stuck in the middle. What does that mean? So they wouldn't be a man or a woman?
They'd be a female, but they wouldn't be able to give birth.
Okay, but well, hold on though. But the requirement to being a woman is not giving birth, because there are some cis women who can't give birth for a wide myriad of reasons. You would still call them a woman.
But if they cannot give birth, there is a problem.
What do you mean a problem?
There is a problem with that person. If they cannot give birth, that means there is an issue there. There is an underlying issue that she cannot give birth.
Well,
she cannot get pregnant. She cannot. So there has to be a problem.
But I wouldn't use the word problem, because I think that's a very negative
so
connotation.
There's
nothing wrong.
There's something with them.
I'm not, no, because that assumes it's right to be able to give birth and all of that. And I don't like that connotation, because then it insinuates that in order to be good, in order to be right, you have to. No. But I don't think that's something that we should be doing, to insinuate that you are better because you can give birth. That's not something I don't think we should be instilling upon people.
I'm not saying you're better.
But you say wrong if you
I didn't say anything about being better. I never said anything about being better.
You're saying it's wrong, though, if you can't. And if it's wrong, that insinuates that somehow it's bad.
I didn't say they were wrong. I didn't say they're wrong. There is something wrong with that person.
You can say something went different than how things traditionally go. We can say that. But again, that person would still be a woman.
Okay. So then, but if you go to the doctor, and they say, "Oh, well, you can't have kids because of this." Okay, that's the problem. They know what the problem is. They won't just come in and go, "Hey, well, you just can't have them." There is a problem. They're not going to just say, "Well, we don't know." You just,
guys, 15,000 likes, new guests. We're going to get to new guests here pretty shortly. But again, we're not talking about problems over here. I don't know why you keep using the word problems here. Okay, but we got distracted from it anyways. We got distracted. And Kier, I'll bring up. We got distracted anyways because you said that because they can't give birth, they're not a woman.
No, you say women, and so I'm just trying to find out the definition of a woman.
A woman is anyone who considers themselves
a female.
Hi, Kier. How are you?
Hi.
So could I be a woman tomorrow if I decided to?
Jesus Christ. I mean, I'm not trans, so I can't really speak on the whole entire trans thing, but you guys are talking about women's bodies, and it's kind of gross for two men to be talking about women's bodies in such an indelicate manner. And that's why I think a bunch of people were in the comments were asking for some kind of
representation. Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, you're welcome to speak for sure. We'll change it. We'll change it past 15,000 likes, guys, because I want to give her an opportunity to speak a little bit more.
I don't want to be a woman.
We'll get past 25K.
So
I don't want to be a woman. I just want to know a definition of a woman. Because you can look it up. You can look it up in the dictionary and read that.
Would you stop talking for like 5 minutes so I can actually answer your question? Awesome. So what you're discussing is you're talking about phenotypes and you're talking about brain chemistry and you're talking about all different things that you can't actually look at. You were talking about chromosomes. You don't even know what your own chromosomes are. So if you're going by XY and XX, you don't know if you're a man or a woman. You don't know if you're male or female because you probably have never had your chromosomes checked. So we can already X out that as being male or female, being a woman or a man. You're also ignoring intersex people when you're talking about just singularly male and female, because intersex people actually do exist. You're talking about the genitalia you have when you're born, and that ignores people who have stuff like some children known as I always mess this up, Gwendophysis. They are genetically male, but they appear female at birth and don't gain any of their male genitalia until after puberty.
Okay.
So, like, you're trying to put women in a box, and that's not where we belong. Nobody belongs in a box.
I'm not trying to put them in a box, but I don't think
you're trying to find very specific definition.
I don't think I'm trying to keep women the way they are. I don't think anybody can just say, well, you know what, I want to be a female.
No, you're not trying to keep women the way they are. You're not trying to keep women the way they are, because what you're saying is that you need a uterus in order to be a woman. Not everybody is born with a uterus that is a woman. Not everybody has a working uterus and can have pregnancies. You disqualify so many women in order to try and protect women when you're not actually protecting women. You're not doing anything to protect us.
So anybody can be a woman, is what you're saying.
I'm not saying anybody can be a woman. What I'm saying is that you trying to put some form of a definition is hurting women.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Well, I guess we'll just have to disagree on that.
But Robert, there was multiple times in the conversation in which you thought you were so sure about things, and then it turns out you weren't. So maybe it might be good to rethink some things. Well, I encourage you to do that. If you don't, that's on you. But I think it's a good idea that you do.
Thank you for all the gifts, guys.
All right, Robert.
I guess.
All right. Take care.
I still don't have a definition.
No, we're good. Sorry, Kier. Sorry, I was getting wrapped up in the conversation. I wasn't thinking about the larger issue.
Yeah, no problem.
I do apologize. That's why I got people. That's why I got followers to remind me of things like that, because I fuck up. So I appreciate it.
Thank you for bringing me up.
Yeah, absolutely, Kier. Take care. All right, let's get to the next one here. We're looking for opposition, guys. If you voted for Trump, hit the request button. Whether you do think or don't think that you hate the LGBT plus community. And again, you can show support by sending in the heart me as well. Again, click the red follow button on the top left if you want to follow me. And if you're watching on the too, make sure you subscribe and like the live. Hey, how you doing? Hi, how are you doing? How are you doing? Yeah, multiple times in that conversation, he was very sure of things. He was very sure that in order to be a female or for a woman, you had to have certain chromosomes. And I gave an example where he just couldn't answer it. Loading. God, I hate how long it takes this shit to load sometimes. Hi, Houdini. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. How old are you?
26.
Alrighty. What are your views on LGBT plus community?
My view, I mean, I don't support it, but I would say that I would not hate. I think hate's too strong of a word these days to be tossing that around pretty easily.
Okay. What don't you support specifically?
I mean, I would say the actual acts of same-sex marriage or just the act of homosexuality. I don't have a problem with somebody being attracted to the same sex, but I think the actual acts of The sexual part of it, I think, is a little too much.
How does it affect you or your life in the least bit?
It doesn't have to affect me for me to have an opinion on it. Just like
I'm
the
not
same
saying
thing with you.
I agree. You can have an opinion, but I would like to think that like you should probably care about things that affect you, or at least affect human beings as a whole. How does two men being with each other, two women being with each other, how does that affect you or anybody else in society?
Did you listen to what my point was? I don't have a problem with two men are together. I have gay people in my family. I have no problem with them if they're together.
I'm talking, yes, the intercourse part of it. How does that affect you or anybody else?
Well, sure, it doesn't obviously affect me, but that's not the question.
So why care about it then?
I'm not caring enough that I'm marching around all day trying to get attention for myself.
But why care at all? Why give it any energy of thought?
Because I'm allowed to have an opinion on something.
You are. I'm not saying that you're not, but I'm asking why. Why is it even a thing that you give time towards? I would never ever give a single ounce of thought towards two couples that have nothing to do with me. Like there's certain things with sex that I'm not into, right? Like I'm not like there's certain things I'm not into. It's just not my thing. I don't think about it. I don't give a shit if you do it. Have fun. Do your thing.
Well, I'm on the boat of I'm not going to go ahead and if someone's making out with dude on dude making out, I'm not going to step in front and say, whoa. Because, yeah, that doesn't affect me. Just like, all right. But I'm allowed to kind of have my own opinion on it and say, hey, I don't believe this is the right thing. And I know, don't freaking pout, all right?
I'm not saying you can't have an opinion. I'm not saying that. But the whole point of this is to substantiate why you have this opinion. We're supposed to challenge our thoughts with this conversation. That's what we're trying to do.
Correct. So that's not really the question that you asked to begin with. You said, why does it bother me if two guys are doing that? It doesn't bother me because it's whatever they want to do. I just don't think it's morally correct.
Okay, what's immoral about it?
I mean, let's just break it down as it is. There's a penis and a vagina in this world. One goes in the other, and it creates people. Without that, you can't have life.
Okay. So, guys, we can get to Nugas at 30,000 likes. Okay, so why is it immoral for two people to be with each other and not reproduce?
Because there would be no life. There would literally be no more life.
Okay, so we should always be engaging in actions with people in which we should be able to reproduce on, right? That's sort of where you're getting at, I think.
Well, I mean, I think some of this kind of goes, it can go in a different circle because, like, if you're not very much of a religious person or option B is very religious, the religious person's going to have a view. And let's just say, for example, Doug, you're not religious.
Right.
Now, all of a sudden, we got two opposing views, two different walks of thought. It's not really going to get anywhere. Just like a Christian's going to believe, hey, multiply, replenish the earth, do what you got to do. Then maybe you were like, well,
I know.
That doesn't really necessarily matter.
I see what you're saying. I get it. We disagree. But what I'm trying to get at is you're telling me that it's immoral to engage in actions with people in which you cannot reproduce because reproducing is moral. So I'm going to ask you then, if you're getting oral from a woman, maybe a man, I don't know what you're into, that's immoral then, right?
Wait, say that one more time. Excuse me.
If you're getting oral from a woman, that's immoral. That's immoral.
No, because that's kind of taking. I'm not saying that all sexual activity has to be for production, because that would just make no sense.
You did say that it is immoral, and I that's why I really emphasized it, because I knew where I was getting at. I made sure to emphasize that you said that you agreed to that any action in which you can't reproduce is immoral. I made sure that you agreed to that because I was purposely leading to this.
Yeah, I don't really know how you go about doing these things, but no. That would be honestly it'd be stupid if that was the only thing that you'd be doing with my wife or with a woman's boyfriend or husband is just only having sexual relations to create children.
So we'll have to reformulate the argument then. So clearly that is not immoral. Clearly not all actions that don't lead to reproduction are immoral. So why specifically when it becomes with men, a man, or woman with women?
Because why in the first place would a man be with a man and a woman be with a woman? Like what's like the basis of doing that in the first place?
They're attracted to each other. That's why.
Okay, now let's go to the attraction spot. How do they first get attracted to one another?
It happens inherently, just as you are inherently attracted to women.
Okay, and is there social construct or social liabilities per se that influence us to like or believe in something?
I'm not aware of any. What would that be?
If I'm very much into, let's say I have no really interest in sports, okay, or let's say, you know what, let's go TV shows. I have no interest in watching TV shows, but my role model loves watching TV shows, and simply because of that respect or that support that I may have or want to give to that person, I have the moral influence to be like, well, I kind of want to be like that person. So something that I maybe don't like or something that I don't want to engage in, I kind of want to test the waters for that because of whatever.
Well, that kind of falls flat when we see many gay people who have straight parents exist. So how do these people become gay if their parents are straight?
Well, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that those kids are seeing more than just their parents on an everyday basis.
Right. So then how is it about those things if people who are gay or straight see all sorts of different things, right? Like, not just because you're straight or gay, that doesn't mean you see all heterosexual or all homosexual relationships. You see a wide variety of things. So how does that make you gay or straight?
Because I think it all depends on the avenue of which you want to go and support. Depending on who it is in your life that gives you that type of influence. Yes, I am straight. I'm around gay people all the time in my family. I love them to death, but that type of influence is not something that I support. Same thing if I'm around people that maybe I support.
You're insinuating that the influence does that. You're insinuating that you have yet to prove that that you can influence someone to be gay. My brother, for example, right? Like, he was gay. We grew up in the same households. Grew up in the same exact household. How did he become gay? I have a sister. She's straight. She's married to a guy. Well, they got divorced, but whatever. She's straight. How did that happen?
Well, yes, at the end of the day, you have to choose. But I mean, I look at peer pressure, alcoholism. I mean, I know we're kind of veering off into different things, but you look at somebody when it comes to peer pressuring. Peer pressuring is not going up to someone saying, hey, drink. Hey, you need to do this. Hey, you need to do that. But it's gradual. It's gradual influence, being around the same person all the time. And maybe you say no, maybe you're not interested. But if you surround yourself with that the whole time, you tend to grow that.
But again, there are plenty of people who are gay who grew up with straight parents, and they may not be around many other people at all, right? And on the flip side, there's people who have gay parents, and they are completely straight. So what factor specifically would make somebody gay? Like, what would they have to be around, and how much of it to be gay?
Well, I certainly can't answer that because I'm not gay.
But you're straight, so clearly you were influenced to be straight, though. If you can influence sexuality, you were influenced to be straight. So how were you influenced to be straight?
I mean, I was born to be straight, and
they were born to be gay, and they were born to be gay.
I do not believe that you're born to be gay now.
But you don't have to believe that because you were born to be straight. So why would it be any different than that? Because if it were a choice, but if it were a choice, I promise you, many gay people, maybe not as much now, but at least a while ago, wouldn't be gay. Why would they subject themselves to that and to the negative backlash that they often get if it was just a choice? And my brother, for example, he had the hardest time growing up battling with being gay. He had dealt with severe depression. He hated his life. He tried so hard to be straight. He tried dating a girl, I remember, in high school, a few actually. He tried fucking everything. Not literally fucking, but you guys know what I mean. He tried everything. And he was still he was still gay. And he wanted to be straight so badly.
Well, I hate going down the rabbit hole of saying that gayness is a mental illness. Because I don't like going down that rabbit hole. So I want to let that clear. But I really do believe that it is social construct and it's the influences that affect us. And I think
I feel like shown that to be true though. And guys, 25,000 likes, new guess. But how did my brother end up being gay then? If he tried so hard to be straight. He said he wasn't even religious, but he would even try to pray at night to wake up straight. He literally tried everything. How did he end up gay still if it's a choice and he tried so hard to be otherwise?
I mean, at the end of the day, you're not in your brother's mind, and nor am I in his mind. So to say that he tried everything, sure, he probably tried avenues, and
he did.
You know, if that's the case, that's the case. But what's working through his mind every day and what he truly wants, I don't think we ever really know humans what they're truly valuing. They can say all they want that they tried. You can say I studied for a test all day long. I studied, I read the notes, I met the teacher. But if I failed the exam, I failed the exam. But wait, I said I studied and I tried all the time.
I get
but maybe
what you're
I
saying.
wasn't actually studying.
I get what you're saying. So you're telling me all of these gay people and lesbians and anybody else who's not straight are just lying about trying their hardest if they tried to not be who they were. You're telling me they all are lying about it.
You're bringing one example, and now you're
I
making
understand
it at the
that. So
definition
let's
for all the
just
gay
use
people.
Let's just use Occam's razor here. The most simplest solution. Most simplest conclusion here is clearly, this is the most simplest one, is that clearly it's not a choice because you didn't choose your sexuality. Every gay person I've spoken to, every bisexual person, whatever I've spoken to, they didn't choose theirs. They say they didn't choose theirs. If they're all saying it and you're saying you didn't choose yours, maybe sexuality is not a choice. Just maybe. If they're all saying it, they're all saying it. That's a logical conclusion that it's not a choice.
I would say, I mean, to me, I feel like making a generalization of a whole group, because I'm not going to sit here and say that because, just like the example that we just brought up, I'm not going to sit here and say that every single gay is lying and that gay person, sorry, that every single gay person, or sorry, I'll want to be even more politically correct, the LGBTQIA plus group is not trying their hardest to be straight. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and try and push people to be straight and push that agenda per se, because at the end of the day, you got to make your own decisions.
Okay, and again, they didn't choose it. You said you didn't choose to be straight. And again, even if it was a choice, which it absolutely isn't, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? What does it matter?
Well,
still doesn't affect you. Still doesn't affect you.
But can it not affect me if it's affecting the people that are close around me that directly influence me or that I'm around every day? If I have my children at school, if I have my children at school, and you have people that are gay and influencing my children to be like that, can that not affect me? Sure, maybe the actual direct influence is not bothering me, but the initial of my kids that's affecting me, is it not?
Mm-hmm. So if in this reality in which it's a choice, why don't you just have them choose to be straight then? It's a choice. Just have them choose to be straight.
Yes, they do choose to be straight, but that doesn't mean that the influence of them.
Yeah, then influence them back the other way. Influence them back the other way. That's fine. That's it. Just influence them back the other way.
What do you mean influence them back the other way?
Yeah, just if you feel like they're getting influenced, just show them all straight couples at home. Make sure they only see heterosexual stuff and really talk about only things in relation to straight people. Really, really push them to be straight. Then you'll just convince them back in the other direction.
Yeah, but you're making it seem as if that I have to brainwash people to believe something in particular. At the end of the day, yes, they do have to choose. Sure. But if it's something that bothers them,
okay,
and you don't want that to be bothering them, then hey, you have to make that decision as a parent.
All right. Well, then if you can choose your sexuality, if you could, I'm not saying you should. I'm not saying you can't or you can do it right now. You can choose to be gay then, right? If you wanted to, if you had to, if somebody forced you to be gay, you could be gay.
If someone forces you to be gay,
yeah, somebody force you to be gay. You could be gay, right? It's a choice.
I mean, that doesn't make any sense to be forced, but you're choosing. You can't do that.
No. You said you can choose to be gay. Guys, 25,000 likes, new guests. Okay. We're looking for opposition.
So if
you said it's a choice. You said it's a choice. Not even forced, but if you wanted to be gay, you could be gay, right? You could decide to if you wanted to.
If you decide it, then go for it. Doesn't mean that you
No,
are,
you.
but if you want to go for
you.
it.
No, you. You could be gay if you wanted to, right?
No.
But why not?
Bro, this is retarded, bro.
Why not? And you get kicked. There you go. That guy was getting cornered left and right. That guy was stumbling at his questions left and right there. Yeah. I kicked him, Daniel. Whatever makes yourself feel better, buddy. Yeah, your little butt buddy got kicked. Sure. Again, if you guys never believe me, if a guest gets a violation, has to drop, or if I kick them, if you never believe me, you can always go on YouTube and check. You see my screen on YouTube. You can see if the guest dropped or if I kick them. So you are welcome to see if I lied about that. Hey, Magala, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, my man? How are you today, Dougie?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
Well, I'm over 18. I'm a fully grown man.
He did drop, though, before he slurred, though, by the way, or after he slurred. He slurred, dropped. I was about to kick him, but I couldn't get to it. So what was the last thing you said? What?
I'm a fully grown man.
Cool, man. Sounds good. What are your thoughts on LGBT plus community?
Well, your last conversation about being born gay, I think that's true, and it's
okay.
it's because of your past life, your activities in your past life that got you to that point. Because we're in a cycle of reincarnation, bro. This ain't no new premise. It's called samsara. We're in the cycle of birth and death.
This is too ridiculous for me to even entertain. This is too ridiculous for me to entertain. We can just go down the path of that. So you're telling me in your past life you were gay. That's why you might be gay now. But if you keep going to past lives and past lives and past lives, you had to start at something, I guess, right? But reincarnation, isn't the idea of reincarnation that you can end up as like a dog or a tree? So you're telling me you were a gay tree one time? There's gay trees out there? There's gay dandelions? That might be a thing. There may be some gay dandelions. He's a dung beetle. Alright, guys, if you can send in the Harmony, go ahead and do so, okay? Dandelions are pretty goddamn gay. There is no valid reason. It's all just hatred and whatever. Alright, we're getting a phone call here. Hold on.
From Jacob.
He's going Carbon's life. Yeah, a little annoying, huh? Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing, man?
I'm great. Thanks for asking. I just need to know your age. How old are you?
You're a fucking nigger.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, Joannie, you can come on up. We can talk about it. Oh, we have a lot of people in the box. I didn't even realize we had so many. Hey, Holt, how are you?
Hey, I'm actually friendly. I'm 40, but I just had to say that was so funny the way you asked him if he could also be gay, choose to be gay. That was
he really stumbled on one today.
Dude, that 100% he's closeted. And I hope he knows it's okay to come out one day.
I hope so. I hope for his sake he does. But
he got off really upset.
I know he did. All right, hey, Holt, let me go ahead and bring it home, but I appreciate that. Take care.
Yeah,
okay?
thanks, man.
All righty, man. Yeah, for sure. All right, let's get to the next one. All right, finally got to somebody. All right, if you don't agree with the premise of the question, that's totally okay. Just come on up and we'll talk about it. The live doesn't revolve around any specific person in the comment section. I'm not beholden to respond to any specific person. I'm sorry that you think the live revolves around you. Do not have to respond to any of the comments. However, though, I do respond to the people who come on up and actually have the courage to come on up. So if somebody feels like the live revolves around them and that I have to answer their questions, then come on up. Oh yeah, so intimidated by the comments. Really got into me here. What I hate about the community is the fact that people can get a false negative. I don't think you know what a false negative is. CPS or family should have been involved sooner. All right. Sorry you feel that way. I am very, very sorry that you feel this way. These comments are pretty wild. This topic kind of brings out some of those comments. It's just, it's one of those things that comes along with the territory. I hate the TQIA, but I don't know what QIA is. I just hate it because I was told to hate it. I like the LGB, just nothing after a T and after her. But you guys can never tell us what those are. They push this narrative on children, sure. I'm sure they do. Sensible MAGA? It's sort of an oxymoron now. No, well, I mean, I don't know if it was this one or before I restarted. I had one person who was pretty understanding and pretty willing to have somewhat open minds. I don't know if it was this one or before I restarted, though. I think there was like one, though. Having 20 partners in a single night, that has nothing to do with LGBT+. Yeah, guys, keep talking and sharing. Sounds like a good night. How long have I been live now? All right, I'll give it another 2 minutes or so for people to come on up. If not, I may wrap this up, honestly. Not the first time. MAGA are the intelligent side. The tight are the logic. The tight are the logic. The left are the victims of dumbing down in. Sure. Maybe we could have understood what you said if you actually made a coherent sentence. All right, let me see if I can find somebody to raid. I've been forgetting to do it recently, so I want to make sure I don't forget this time around. All right, who can we raid? Who's currently alive that we could raid? Mitria. We'll raid Mitria. Is Mitria going to be... Hopefully Mitria's not ending her live soon. There is someone in Vox? Alright. No, they're not. I brought them up. It's something. Alright. Yeah, we'll raid Mitria. Let me find Mitria's handle. That's how you have to look up somebody. It is... Yeah, I think it's just Mitria, right? M-E-E-T-R-I-A? I don't know. I can't see. It's hard to read the thing. All right. Yeah, we'll go ahead and read Mitria. Yeah, I know. But here's the thing. There's the username and then there's the handle. You have to look up somebody via the handle, not the username. Most of the time, unless they changed that recently. Like, for example, like my thing here says Doug, but it's Dougielifts. You can't just type in Doug for it. But whatever. I think you should be able to find her by typing in Mitria with 3 A's. It's 3 A's at the end, I say. Okay? Yes. Thank you, Jax. It doesn't let me pin comments anymore. I don't know why it stopped being able to do it. I can't pin that, unfortunately. So, yeah, we'll raid Mitria. I appreciate everybody watching the live. Thank you to anybody who sent in any donations or gifts or anything like that. And thank you to everybody else who just participated in the live. It all means a lot. If you enjoyed it, click the follow button on the top left on TikTok. If you're watching on the tube, make sure you subscribe. If you guys want to get announcements ahead of time of when I go live, you can join Discord. The link is in my bio. If the link doesn't work, make sure you put it in the browser of your phone and then it'll work. If you don't want to join Discord, you can join the bulletin board on TikTok. I announce there also by clicking the profile picture in the top left. Thank you, guys. I almost certainly won't be going live later, but if I do, I'll let you guys know. And then tomorrow should be around the same time as usual, okay? So just from here on out, expect for me to mostly go live around noon or so Eastern time, give or take, okay? Unless I say otherwise. All right, guys, take care. Enjoy Mitria's live, all right?